Welcome back, people. Welcome back. Welcome back to another show. Big up on yourself. We're back live today again, people. Back up on Sports Prophecy and FSL. Yeah, man. We're back in the business today, people. One of the big guns them off the market now. People. Big up yourself, Siobhan. Big up yourself, Travis Peso, Caris. Yes. So one of the big players are now off the market. That's another good player there. And this Carsley guy, I think looking at it, he was one of those youth coaches for England. So this tells me that this guy is gonna try to cap all these young players who basically can play for Jamaica and play for England at the same time. I think he's gonna try to cap them. That's his thing. I think that's what he's gonna do. I don't think this guy was ever gonna play for Jamaica. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I never thought that this guy was gonna play for Jamaica. I didn't really see it. Um, I know people will say JT him have the tattoo on him hand and everything, and you know the thing go. Yes, he has a tattoo on his arm that says Jamaica on it, but he just looked like one of those players who wasn't gonna make it easy for Jamaica to get him. Um, we saw Rico Lewis as well. Rico Lewis. These are all players that Cataract always spoke about. You know, these are all of Cataract's players. This is two players out of Cataract stock. Basically, they just got mash up this up because Cataract always come, and this player he might end up like Emil Smith Rowe. This is Cataract's players, you know, so I have to try to get him on the line. Emil Smith, getting this guy off. Morgan Gibbs-White, Cataract, is out of here. One of your big guns.
Am I live?
Yeah, yeah.
Send me. Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, man. One of the big guns them one of the big guns them people. This is so we're gonna bring on Cataract. I think we bring him on screen today. Um so I need to send him the link, I guess. I need to send him the 1 second, people. Just hit the like button as soon as you come in. Let me just send Cataract this link here. Yeah, I hope Cataract is not disruptive today, you know, because it's easier if be able to correspond with him when him up on the phone, you know. And up on the stream sometime him get to it, him get to it. I don't know if for the comment section do it to him, but him get to it. For the comment section, when the people am a war more time and him get sidetracked. Hopefully he can come on and nail it down. So people, we're just trying to get Cataract on. I just send him the link. He should be here. Youngster, he will never get enough game watch. Bailey need to get a job. What? Bailey need to get what? Jacob in now. Jacob Ramsey. Bailey need to get up. Javon Wilson up. Start developing players locally like France. Yeah, Javon. Yeah, that was a you too. Yeah, man, Javon, link up on the show today because come up on the show today. I think you are one of those people who are saying that we cannot keep depending on getting these English-based players. Michael Thomas, bless up yourself. Roy Piccolo, big up yourself. One Real Madrid. Gibbs a fool, bro. We all know England just want to cap him. Yeah, man, and that going to happen to him, you know. That's what's going to happen to this player here. We see him at we see him over there at Nottingham Forest. He plays well. But for him to maintain a spot in this England team and any England team, he's gonna have to hope that other players don't play much better than he does in the EPL in the Prem this season. So I think he's gonna get the Emil Smith Rowe treatment where he plays for England, they cap him. See Ivan Toney, look at Ivan Toney. They're just letting you know that listen, Ivan Toney is not a part of the future. Well, they're probably saying he's not playing right now. Maybe if Ivan Toney played the past 2 games and he looked very good, they would have brought in Ivan Toney. But unfortunately, Ivan Toney is not there. They say tomorrow is deadline day. Tomorrow is deadline day when he comes onto the transfer window. And tomorrow, if people, what I want to know is, I think free agents, right? Free agents can join teams at any point in the season, right? So I think like Michael Hector and Ravel and those guys, if they get a club whenever in the season. Jay, anyway, that what go on, brother? Jay, anyway, that me I see the article about Burnley, Ravel Marcy Burnley. No, bro, me check out the article. That article was like from March, and the page was just cloud chasing. It's not real. There's still no development surrounding Ravel Marcy at the moment, as far as clubs concerned. Um, Cataract say him tell Hal Grims if he call him back 2026. Him never want to play for it. Okay, he was one of those players who told tell Hal Grims if he call him back. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. So he was one of those guys. Yeah, man. If he must say, if we call him back 2026, man, make him because he met a hope same in a England side 2026 on that go around. Driver, big up yourself. Let me see what else I missed in there. Travis Spencer is also in the building as well, and Siobhan Brown. Big up yourself, my boss. Karis. Everybody who's here. Thank you for joining us. Everybody on FSL, everybody on Sports Prophecy TV and Sports Nord today. Really thank you guys. Just remember to hit the like button. We're still waiting for Cataract to join. We send in the link, and it's the perfect setting for Cataract today. It's the perfect show for him today because no, he would have been the one who was on the front line, kind of. Cataract really wanted to see these players in the Jamaica team, in the Reggae Boys setup. But no, he's gone. One of the big birds are off the nest. No, so listen, people would say, a lot of fans would say, why don't Jamaica develop their own players locally? I think Jamaica is trying to develop their players locally. Whether or not the players develop quickly enough to reach that international stage, that's a whole nother story. But Jamaica is developing players. Just seems like our players coming out of Jamaica is not transitioning enough. And that leads me into a player like Norman Campbell as well. Norman Campbell is the most informed winger for Jamaica at this point, and I don't think he gets a call up. I don't think he's on Miran Garden's radar. I don't think he's on Coach Steve McLaren's radar. And looking at Norman Campbell this weekend, he looked explosive. He looked very explosive. 2 goals from 4 games, I think. Good average, and a lot of that came from him last season as well, as is what really helped him to get this contract to go to play at Randers FC. Demari Gray is coming off the bench in Saudi Arabia. He's one of our best players. Still didn't expect a Morgan Gibbs-White playing for Jamaica anytime soon. Didn't really expect that. Just not one of those players. And I saw his reaction to not being selected in the England Euro squad. So I already know that the player is definitely one who wants to play for England. We need to have a 3-strike principle. If we call your player 3 times and him itch, we move on, said Mr. Lex. Norman Campbell and McGee should be in the squad. Nitro 69. Dr. Dan says still need a mix of both in order to win and get money. The levels are different, people, says Caris. Jerome Williams says, time we give the English prospects a timeline. I said that on my previous shows, that there should be a timeline set on these English-based players like Omari Hutchinson. Let them know if you're not committed to play for Jamaica by this time, the doors are closed. So they should be notified of this. All players with Jamaican descent should receive a notification letter. That same letter that Dennis Chung spoke about, not just for Leon Bailey, a commitment letter from everybody who can don the Jamaican jersey. Would you want to play for Jamaica? If you do not want to play for Jamaica currently, from this day on, we notify you. you have 3 to 4 months to get back to us, or whatever time that's set, you have that to basically to work on. So Cataract, you're on Morgan Gibbs White. He's out of the sheds now. Definitely in the bag for England.
Oh, has he kicked the ball on the field? So
No, he's in this. Yeah.
what I do know, the facts. Sometimes that's why the thumbnails and these things bother me with you guys. Morgan Gibbs-White has been called up to the England national squad for the international window with 2 games in the Nations League. If he goes on the field for any of those 2 games, he will be captained forever and ever. Amen. Morgan Gibbs-White, I am disappointed because deep down I really hope that he would have been a player that would have come on in this year, in a window later on this year. After Mason Greenwood, he was the next best available talent to Jamaica, right? And so we should all be disappointed that he has been called up and he's obviously accepted the call up, right? However, there's some things that I think that Morgan Gibbs-White should consider. Whenever you take a call up because a player is injured and you get yourself captied, your entire future may depend on this. So, Jude Bellingham is the box-to-box midfielder. So he doesn't play the same role as Jude Bellingham, but he's included in the side because of Jude Bellingham's absence.
Okay.
Now, in that number 10 role, he will go ahead to be competing against Harvey Barnes, James Maddison, and Mason Mount. Right? Those are the three.
I think he could beat out some of those players.
Those are the 3 players that he would be competing against.
Yeah,
now, Mason Mount is at Manchester with United, who would be challenging for the European Champions League places. And Maddison is the darling of the English press. So I wish him well. My deep down hope is that he doesn't get a minute on the field and we can bite this bullet. But what is going to happen is that it's going to be...
give up, brother. You not give up, brother. The man choose to play for England, brother. You not give up.
The man choose? I said the man accepted. So who would he play for? 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 He can't play for Jamaica, right? He can't play for Jamaica right now. He doesn't have a passport or his documentation is not in. So he has accepted the call up for this window.
Him no kick a ball for England and we try call him.
Yes, I'm still hoping that we fight until the bitter end for the next best available talent. And he is miles better than Tyreek McGee. Like country miles better. Like from here to Timbuktu better than Tyreek McGee. Right? Since you want to go there. So I am hoping that it works out for us. No, everything worked out against our favor. If Gareth Southgate was still the manager, he would have never gotten a call up. Right? But clearly Lee Carsley has worked with him, and therefore a number of the other players in there. This winger who scored the hat-trick from Chelsea, he's been called up, and Levi Colwell has been called up. That's another miss for Jamaica in terms of...
So what about it's another miss for them? Because they're not going to be playing for Jamaica. And a lot of them not going to be playing for England going forward. So it's a miss for them. I don't think it has to be a miss necessarily for Jamaica. Jamaica is still going to be there. A lot of them have to try to play for England, right?
So it's a miss for us because they were available talent that had not been captained.
Mm-hmm.
When they get captained, I'll stop talking.
Colin
So
Quest says McGee can't even start in the USL. Beg man fi play fi the black, green, and gold. Ishmael not really depend that cataract.
but you did a whole show about Tyreek McGee.
Yeah, but I'm being realistic. I'm being realistic. When it comes, it was a game against Guatemala. Um, and some of
No,
those
sir.
shows, some of those shows, Cataract, are the fans
Recently, you said the fans are clamoring
for
for
Tyreek
Tyreek
Mike
McGee.
McGee.
I don't know how many fans you spoke to, but again, I've always talked about these misleading things because I don't hear nobody clamoring from Tyreek McGee. So I don't know where you heard this whisper, like one and two man,
Yeah,
and then said the fans.
I run a WhatsApp group. We run a WhatsApp group with
Mhm.
160 people. So
And 106 people, 106 of them are calling for
160 people.
160 of them are calling for Tyreek McGee.
Not 160 of them, but we sometimes we start some big discussions there, and you get to see how different people are think. Some people in there are saying that we don't have a lot of option. Tyreek Maggie is looking good in the USL
So how is he
because
looking good on the bench?
the
How is
only
he
reason
looking
why
good on the
Tyreek,
bench?
but
How is he looking good on the bench?
the only reason why Tyreek Maggie name comes up, everybody knows this, is because we don't have the player for that position as yet.
I am calling you guys out. How does Tyreek McGee look good when you've heard he's on the bench? How do you look good? I don't know.
Well, I'm
So look here.
in my
The
life.
football, the Jamaica, like with Anthony Grant, the football has moved, the Jamaica national team has moved on from those players because of age, and one because they are regressing
No, but
in
you
their
Terry
development.
McGee and Norman Campbell, them are the same age, bro.
I said regressing because of their performance. So he was in Jamaica. He went to the USL. He went to he went to Belgium,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's
he's
you.
back in the USL. That's not progress. That's regression.
No, but
Your
Qatar,
career,
you're not being fair to the player, bro. You're not being
the
fair
man
to
a back
Terry.
pedal, brother. The man a back pedal. So anyhow you want to put it, the man a back pedal. And I'm
So you,
saying to you, you had a wonderful discussion in your group about Tyreek Beggy, and then now jumping for praise when I say I'm still holding out whatever little hope. It's little.
I'm not Cataract. I'm not saying nobody. I'm not saying here to call Tyreek McGee, Cataract. But I'm saying you're being a bit disingenuous when it comes on to the player's time in Belgium and the whole situation and the player back in the USL. We
Or
know there are challenges
his
that face our players there.
time in Belgium. Well, I can tell you what the facts are.
Yeah, you're gonna bring up
For
him stats.
90% of the time, he wasn't in the squad, and for the other 10% of the time, he was on the bench. And
Mm-hmm.
1% of the games he played, and 0. How much percent he started. You can't pretend and make those facts up.
I'm not making up the facts, but
He wasn't
how
in the
many times
squad.
they
So
change head coach?
what disingenuous? The only thing disingenuous is that he
I
can
think
put on
they
his
changed head
resume that he
coach.
was in Belgium.
I think they changed head coach 3 times while Tyreek McGee was at
And
Cassiopeia.
if you're good, that means he had three different coaches that he didn't impress. That's
Uh,
even worse. It's not better. That's three different coaches that he didn't impress. I did a deep dive with this now. There were what
O'Shea and Richards. I said I'm being what you say now, host. Like the truth. Maggie regressed. I'm not saying the player didn't regress, O'Shea. What I'm saying is though that can be right, and it can also be correct, right, that the player situation in Belgium, he didn't. I don't think he got a fair shake in Belgium. That's just my personal feeling. How I know how the whole football factory work. When you have players at those clubs who are just sell-on clubs, your agent needs to be on top of things for you sometimes to even get on the field because
oh,
there are players
Oh,
in the picking order that they want to move before certain players or players of certain value. That's how I look at it. So I think Tyreek McGee, I think he said he also changed agents in the middle of that as well. I just think that regressing, I can agree, but I don't see how anybody cannot see that there were difficulties for the player in Belgium.
wow, wow. You're bending over backwards. And
Him Curry
VJ,
seems good looking.
and
He only
VJ,
got like
VJ,
6 games.
VJ, how you mean I need to stop talking about the players like that? Which player I'm talking about? I'm talking about one player in Tyreek McGee. So learn some grammar because players is plural. And I've just stated facts. You tell me if I'm lying that he was out of the squad for nearly 85% of the games and 90% of the games. And in the other 8%, he came off the bench for minuscule minutes. And he rarely less than 1% started the games. Other players have been to that league and come out of the league, but just state the facts. So let's move on. So back to the topic at hand is that the loss of Morgan's Gibbs-White is a tremendous one to what I think Coach Steve McLaren had in his pipe. I would have been sure he would have been trying to negotiate with the player. I hope. And I will ask the question tomorrow about what went wrong there. And we move on. If he takes the field for England, that's it. Those are the rules. And we
Up
move
and
on.
running, JT, you're talking around the truth. In the USL, no, he should be in the top 5 cam in the league. Tyreek McGee is one of the top players in the USL.
How
He's
can you
one
be
of
a
the
top player and
players
be on the
in the
bench?
USL. Tyreek McGee is one of the top midfielders in the USL. That's a fact.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, give me the facts. That's an opinion. That's an opinion. So give me the facts.
Find me,
How
find
many
me,
games? Okay,
find
you
me
know what?
5 or 6
All right,
other.
you want?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We are
Keter.
going to go there.
Yeah, you cut out a while ago, Keter. Go ahead. Your mic is muted. Let me know when you're ready again, Keter. What can go
I
so?
said I'm going to research some stats and come right back to you since you wanted to
Okay.
go there.
Cataract is gonna get some stats for Tyreek McGee. Gibbs will only get 1 cap, and that's it. Remember, yeah, if you had let me see what these people are saying here. If you had hope Gibbs-White was coming to Jamaica, you live in a Lana Lulu or something, man.
All
Yeah,
right, so
I
so
never
so let's
thought.
hear the facts, J. Taylor. The
Mhm.
top 5 midfielders is starting only 8% of the games for his USL club and
This
only
season,
played
right?
for this season and only played 10% of the minutes. So not only is he not starting, he's not coming on as a major sub. He's a bit part player. That's what you call a bit part player, a fringe player. 10% of the minutes. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. The man scored 2 goals and now go ga 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 goo goo goo. We can't tell you that. So you now defend it now.
What
Start
percentage of his me?
start
But a lot of
8%
changes
of the
happened at the
games
club as well,
and
Cataract.
only
He
played
lost.
10% of the minutes. Tell me now. Go ahead.
That's this season. Did you saw him play last season?
Well, I saw a lot of players who were good last season and not good this one.
Yeah, but I'm Cataract. I was talking based off talent here. That
No,
Tyree
boss. We
he
were
might be
talking
one of the
about,
top talents in the USL. I'm
you were
going off
talking
talent.
about, no, you said top, no, you said top 5 midfielders in the
Yeah,
USL.
of talent, and I should have clarified that of talent. Or I would just say the top
And so
5
here what are the
talented
facts. Here
midfielder.
what are the facts. Here what are the facts.
Hmm.
These are the same sort of stats he had in Belgium. Little more improved. Starting, I said, less than 1% of the games and participating in less than 5% of the minutes.
No man, Eddie Guna. I've been last season. I've watched the USL before Tyreek McGee got that call up. against Guatemala. I was watching most of his games, but
Now, how are you
obviously
watching most of the games when he's not playing? That's what I
last
don't get.
Cataract. I said last season.
What
I said
games?
last
And
season.
last,
I said last
all right, you
season
want
he
to go to?
played, bro. He
I'm
played
going to go to
last.
last season. I'm going
Him
to go
and
to last season.
him and Speedy Williams played. Then he got injured for a few games. Him start the last 3 games. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Somebody said he start the last 3 games. So Cataract didn't really point that out either. He just
I thought
pointed out,
no, the percentage, my boss.
yeah, but that because the percentage favors you,
Okay, okay. Anthony Grant started the last 3 games for his club.
not the
What happened?
same player, not the
Oh,
same
not the
player,
same player. Oh no, he's
not
not
the
the same
same.
player. I didn't think they were Siamese twins. But since we talk about players who start the last 3 games for their clubs, like that's something. Come on,
Mm.
bro. You're clutching at straws. And I'm saying to you,
Lancy,
Tyreek McGee is as far in talent as Morgan Gibbs-White, as Pluto is from Earth. Not even in the same hemisphere.
Lanzi Blake says Tyreek Magee is only a top midfielder in the minds of Jamaicans who don't know anything about football outside of Jamaica. Colin Quest says no JPL Manning Cup, no DeCosta Cup, English One Championship, EPL, MLS, and other good leagues around the world. No stop for scraps, says Colin Quest. JT McGee hasn't done anything to write home about in his career. He hasn't scored 15 goals in his whole professional career. McGee's days are over, says Conrad Smith. McGee team, 25 matches. McGee played in 8 games. I'm sure he don't start in 3 games. If we are scouting players in England, they take the call up from England. We should look past them, says Tom Stranger. Maggie is not that guy, Energy 876. People, the players will always choose what's good for them and their family. We are not in the position to close doors on any players. What last comment here, Cataract. What English FA will do now is cap heritage players, so more players will be hopeful for the 3 Lions in the
Okay.
call. That's a
And
fact.
I like to get I like that as a segue because certainly it's a negative that Gibbs White has opted to take the call up. However, there are some positives. Despite not having a recognized left back,
Mhm.
Tyreek Mitchell and Rico Henry have again been overlooked.
It's
So
Rico Henry. I was mixing up Rico Henry with Rico Lewis, you know.
I don't know why you would be. One is a left back playing for Brentford and one is a right back playing for
Today I was
Manchester
asking
City.
somebody and then I say, I just see him guy Cataract attack. Man, I said, no, nope, it's Rico Lewis now. No, I get it.
Rico Lewis is gone. Rico Lewis, I think, has gotten his 3 caps even though he's young. So he's cap tied.
This captain no.
Yeah, he took his 3 caps and he had his nice Jamaica flag on his boots and went and played for England. It's what it is. Um, so I believe that those 2 players, and these are in positions where we are looking for some depth and strengthening. And on the right back side, I think Kyle Walker Peters and Max Aarons need to just get the picture because with Kyle Walker injured and with Reese James injured and with the other Reese, Justin injured, they've Lee Carsey has chosen to go with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who everybody in the world has said doesn't have a defensive bone in his body.
But
So you
Alexander
have to ask,
Arnold, yeah, he's having problem at Liverpool right now.
he plays in the midfield for Liverpool, for Christ's sake. So if you're getting overlooked
This season under slot,
for yeah, he plays in that inverted, converted, whatever.
Not sure.
You know, he's given license to do whatever he wants to do because they love his passing and the very penetrating ball that he gives. But I'm just saying that the right backs, they can get the message. They should just get the message and no questions asked.
Okay.
What can we say?
JP.
But certainly for cams and whatever and midfielders, people like Jacob Ramsey should get the message. Jacob Murphy, well, Jacob Murphy is more of a winger, Newcastle. Job Bellingham, Joe Bellingham, who is a little
Jude
bit of notches down.
Jude
He's a
Bellingham, brother.
Sunderland,
But he's
brother.
on
He's
the
a
lower.
Sunderland.
He's on. I don't think we call Joe Bellingham over Norman Campbell.
Norman Campbell is a cam.
Not, I'm not saying as a cam, but you have to
I'm
look at
talking about
spots.
cam.
Oh, are you
I'm
talking
talking
about?
about cams.
Okay.
I'm talking about cams. I'm saying he would be the next, probably best available thing, um, player in that position. Really, then we don't get a lot of options. He would be
Yeah,
the next best available player.
and I
Um,
agree with you, Anthony. Big dog. No one to blame but Tyreek McGee. He got all the chances. I don't think all the chances, but no one to blame but Tyreek McGee. Job could offer something in the central midfield, says Siobhan. I think, however, we are ignoring players in the MLS and Europe, such as Norman Campbell, says Nitro six
Norman
nine.
Campbell plays on the wing. How are we ignoring players that we're talking about our fixing our midfield?
It's a, mm,
And then if you're going to talk about Norman Campbell in Denmark, who I think based on your, I can only go based on what you tell us because you are taking the eye test. Is Norman Campbell operating at better performances than Morgan Rogers at Aston Villa? Who
he's the most informed Jamaica winger right now at any club, including Aston Villa. He's the, as I said, the most informed. I'm not saying he's the best winger Jamaica has available, but
is that?
Norman Campbell is the most informed winger right now for Jamaica.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
which other Jamaican winger has 4 games, 2 goals?
that's eligible for Jamaica.
Yeah, right now.
Look at Morgan Rogers' stats.
Morgan Rogers have passport.
Jesus Christ, you're one of those, oh, he has passport guys.
No, then
He got
you over there
passport.
compare a
I
man
said
who is
eligible. We're comparing eligible players. No,
eligible players with passport. Let's say eligible players with passport then.
okay, players with passport. Then we're not talking eligible players. We're talking players with passport. So, hey, take your pick.
Jamal Lowe. Okay. Jamal Lowe Jamal Lowe has scored.
He just got buffed.
But Jamal Lowe hasn't performed for Jamaica either.
Oh no, you just got buffed. Just take that buff in your head.
Jamal Lowe give us one performance for Jamaica other than that friendly.
Has Norman Campbell given us one performance?
No, he hasn't.
Okay, good. So then relax. You said the most informed winger. 4 games, 2 goals in 4 games, and a man just give you another name. Just say, all right, tell you what, we never do double research. But excited.
No. But I think but what Jamal is playing as a striker, right? So my point is still valid when we say informed winger and striker.
He's winger for Jamaica.
Nope. The last games he played as
centre forward
for Jamaica.
You can do whatever. But I would not be upset if Norman Campbell got a call up. But hey, I think he need a body of work more than 4 games. But if CPAS is not available, listen, whoever the coach calls up, I'm cool with. I'm okay with. But the coach have him job to do.
Yeah, but that don't stop with I'm saying them. I'm telling people that Norman Campbell won't get a call up actually. Because I think this will be Miran Garden's squad, and I'm not sure that Norman Campbell is on this radar.
So you're saying that Steve McLean McLaren
Yeah, I
and pick
don't
a
think
squad.
Steve McLaren is on knowing
He
who
doesn't know
normal.
how to pick a squad.
Not saying he doesn't know how to. People, remember to hit the like button on the video. People, we have what 260 of us plus another 120 on another channel. So people, hit the like button, people, on the video. Thank you very much, guys. Just hit the like button on the video. Thank you very much. Continue, Qatar.
So what I'm saying is, they, I would have no problem if Norman Campbell got a call up. Whoever the coach wants to call up, I'm allowing him the space and time to work the things out. Right?
Mhm.
Disappointed that he wasn't able to bring Morgan Gibbs-White home, but move on to the next.
Man, it's home already, bro.
To Jamaica.
Cataract, you know, give up in my youth.
I just said I give up when the player takes the field. Done.
So if the player not take the field, even though it's capping,
He's not capped if he doesn't take the field.
let's see. He's gonna be capped. He's gonna be capped. So when he's capped, you're gonna move on, right?
Yeah, of course you have to move on. But listen, why you jump on me? People haven't moved on from Emil Smith Rowe. And Emil Smith Rowe is capped. And every time I tell people Emil Smith Rowe is capped, so I don't mention nothing. And then they tell me about some loophole they're working on, and I don't know what it is.
Rasta Gale says, "Are we talking truth or just feeding fantasies? Do we want to play competitive football or just have our friends drop in modeling Jamaican colors on the football field? We have to decide that." Marlon is talking to Travis Deer. Jason Guna had a comment here.
Yeah, I think he
Jamal
might be talking to you.
on players. We have people. It's not, you know what? Another thing with Jamal Lowe has ditched a few call-ups for Jamaica. Jamal Lowe is one of those people too. I would love to see sign that commitment letter. I'm not too sure about Jamal Lowe's full commitment to the Reggae Boys colors. I'm not sure about that. I'm being brutally honest. I think I have
Well, he was here for the Copa America.
basis to
He was
question
here for Copa
Jamal Lowe's
America.
commitment to this Reggae Boys setup. We've seen it. There have been instances where he's been called up and he didn't show up.
Horace Cardiff, I'm not going to call his name. I'm just going to say, Coach.
Was he called up for Copa America? Don't think he was called up for Copa America, but I think Jamal Lowe, he was misused.
Jamal Lowe played in Copa America. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Did Jamal Lowe play in Copa America?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Oh my God. You're my co-host, but Jano.
Yeah, I just don't remember. Jamal Lowe.
You see,
no, you up here saying, like I'm me, the idiot, and the people must say Jamal Lowe wasn't there for Copa America. So are you my co-host and you're just you're not a game, fam? A confusion you come with.
Nation League. Well, boy, well, I guess me. It's Nation League. Sorry.
Right, let me take a call, Cataract, from T-Gut very quick.
Take a call. But O'Shane Richards.
Go ahead, T-Gut.
Yeah, Jamal Lowe didn't play the Copa. The last game he played was a friendly in New Jersey. And then they never called him back again. He was out and they called him back for a friendly at the Red Bull Stadium. I don't remember which side.
No, me and a madman.
Is not the game against Guatemala. Yeah, I think you're
against Guatemala.
Yeah, I think you're also another T-Gut. I think you're operating as another caller who lost a screw.
No, man. Listen, I was at the game. Don't tell me that. I was at the game.
No, that now tells me T-Gut, you didn't lose one screw. You lost a plethora of screws. He wasn't at that game. T-Gut.
Well, tell me something, man. The last game we played was a game in New New Jersey.
No,
I think.
T-God, trust me, I do this and I respect your expertise, but that
Alright,
game,
fine. Alright, fine. Alright, fine.
that game, that game was. Oh, listen, T-God, that game wasn't
Was local still. Was local, yes. Was local.
Yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't a FIFA window, so there was no way Jamal.
Yes, that is true. That is true. All right. He didn't play the Copa then. Let me retract that. But he didn't play the Copa. He wasn't in the Copa squad.
Mm.
He wasn't in the Copa squad.
So what you feel about Morgan Gibbs-White? No, I don't really care because I don't think he was gonna come anyways.
I never think Morgan was coming. Anyway, listen, this is it. If Morgan Gibbs-White was left out of this squad
For England,
I think he would have made it. Yeah, for England. Yeah.
Yeah, but he told the coach. He tell the coach to check him back 2026.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That didn't wait. I wait, you know. Wait until the World Cup to make them choice. If they get picked for the Jamaica, but guess what? The coach going to call them and give them 1, 2, 3 runs, and then you have to see them again. They're going to laugh. And they're going to see them make a bad choice by not coming home.
Yeah. What you think, T-God, what you think about my proposal that there should be a deadline set on some of these players to come and play for Jamaica?
I think so. I think there should definitely be a day, of course.
Yeah.
I think so. I think after the next 2 World Cup game we play, and they don't come.
Yes.
I think we should not be looking at nobody else.
Yes. I think they should.
2025 should be the. If they don't come to play these 2 World Cup qualified games, I think they shouldn't look at nobody else.
Yeah, I agree.
Who went on the battlefield and fight it out and get bruised and scar and whatever. Let them be the first choice to go to the World Cup. I don't care. They want to come. The next World Cup cycle.
Because T-God, I look at it this way. T-God is like me and you win an army, right? And we out there fighting. And when we beat the enemy, and at time we stick down the flag.
When the victory, when we win, they want to come celebrate the victory. No, we're not. No. I don't think so. I don't think so.
And I think even Omari Hutchinson, they should make it clear to that kid that listen.
If Omari Hutchinson don't come for these 2 qualified games, we're going to play for the National League. I don't think they should have called. They should call him again.
Yeah, I think.
Because I can't say him away from the club. Because him get him club now, him have him permanent deal. Just like how Mason Greenwood say he was waiting on his club and make a permanent move and then make him move. I will put in paperwork. Right, the same thing for Omar Hutchinson.
And Omar Hutchinson has his paperwork already as well.
Right. So Omar Hutchinson have no edge. If he don't come play for them 2 qualified games against Cuba, I don't think they should call him. Let him be.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, T-God, because this thing has to stop at some point. And see, the people are agreeing with you.
Of course, it have to stop. It have to stop
because I think it kills the momentum and it kills the motivation of some of the other players.
If Mason Greenwood could have said, wait until I'm settled, wait until I get a club, and then only can come for me. And then when I'm settled and get a club, it's a paperwork going in. So why are the players can't do that? Why they can't do that? And them have them club.
No.
Why the players can't commit? And he commit. When he's ready to come. If he's ready to come. And he said, wait till him get a club. And him sign a 4-year deal and everything alright. And him ready to commit. Why these other players can't commit? Why if Omar doesn't come for Cuba? If he's not going to sign for Cuba. I mean, I don't want to know about Omar Hutchinson.
Yeah, people might say I'm madness here talk still with the Omar Hutchinson.
We know.
Say enough if he not come. But me agree with you in a T-God. Me the point with us and
Why man? People man. People only look on it. What could be all in that Omar Hutchinson for not representing the country? No, what?
Nothing.
You tell me what could be the excuse? What could be the excuse? It is a prime fixer in a king switch. It's not a fight in a game. It's signing contract. What? It might be paper, so what could be holding back from our office to represent the country? What? It might be for shining on the Premier League for them calling back to England? That's my weapon? No, come on, people. We need commitment. We need
So
commitment.
I can tell you what's the reason.
People need to
I
be
can tell you
serious.
what's the reason.
We need to be
I can
serious.
tell you what's the reason.
Yeah. Him can't hear you, Cataract. Go ahead, Tika.
Yeah, he might already has his passport. He has his passport. He might have his documents. So what could end them from not representing the country? Just tell me what could end them from representing the country. He might have everything. He might have his club. He might have everything. So what could end them from not representing the country?
Cataract is gonna answer you. Answer him, Cataract.
Go ahead, yeah.
I can give you one reason. It's T-God's shouting that is frightening the youth from coming. T-God. Yes, sir. Yeah, what up? On a serious note now. Let me just say this. Pardon me? Or Martin Baker this?
No.
Deal.
Oh, just a bit. No, hold on now. Just let me respond to T-God. T-God. England doesn't have a deadline. France doesn't have a deadline. Morocco don't have a deadline. Nigeria, Ghana.
We don't know that, Cataract. We don't know that.
Hold on. Let me make my point. I'm saying, how would you pick an arbitrary deadline? What happens to players who bloom late after the deadline and have a first out of the box season, scored 30 goals in the Premier League in 2025, 2026 after, and then you said there's a deadline. What I think you should say is that the coach should have, and the management should have dialogue with the player, and then only if the player indicates, you call him up. But there's no. I understand the place I'm waiting on my club. I accept that, and to get a deal, you know, and play and get injured and mess up them bread. But once you have a club, I think I look at you differently, but I wouldn't close the door on you. But then again, I'm not going to just say, oh, yo, come, because you have your club, you have everything in place. Forward and come to the badness.
I'm sorry, but at one point,
Jeremy, I'm gonna make you go through next. Make the bread up, make Deal go through, and then we make it good. No, man, no problem. Go ahead, Deal, and then we make Jeremy come in.
All right, Tiga. You see, in the game we are talking when Jeremy and Low. Remember, say Jeremy and Low did start
Jamal Low.
In the USA game, USA, where you say a new. And in the play, in sit down on the bench in the corner.
T-God, your mic, brother.
That's in the Nation League. In the Nation League, him start as the forward.
Yeah, I remember that.
In the Nation League, he must see for start up front.
Up front.
Yeah, the Nation League, right?
Yeah,
that's the Nation League. Yeah, I know I'm gonna see, man. That was that Texas. That Texas, not New Jersey, Texas.
Lamba speaker. When this is who you saw. Nishan Bernard, Dexter Ambasika, and Mike Collector. Them was the man who start. We Blake come and can score a goal. The header, the own goal. In the game,
Corey Burke score a brilliant header.
Not Blake. Corey Burke can score a header upon win. In the game.
Yeah, that was the Nation League, my brother. Yeah, you're right. That was the Nation League. That was the last game he played. The Nation League.
That's the last game he played for Jamaica. And that I was looking on when you and JT did attack a while ago.
Okay.
Me say, That's the last game he come for Jamaica and he never come back. He never come to Copa America. Me feel like why he never come for the Copa America, because he never have a club. And he must sign a new contract. So he just get a club at Sheffield and him sign to them. You see me, so me feel like that make him not come. Omari Hutchison, one time I go for Ryan and I tell Ryan, so him not play for Jamaica, you know. Because I see everything you know to go to play for Jamaica and him not still. Like you say, what could I hold him back? He not come to Jamaica. So
Big brother, Big brother, you have something wrong about Jamal Doe. Jamal Doe was not picked to the Copa America squad.
My turn after this.
He was not picked for the Copa America squad. So he was not called up.
Okay. No wrong, but me I say, like me say, if you not come in the World Cup qualify and you not come play the Nation League, it makes sense to call you when a World Cup. You put in the work, cataract. And the next man come inherit the work. You build up your start from foundation, and the next man come build you. Me's a painter. You build up your house, me just come paint it and make it look pretty. Everybody appraise me. Me get that a lot, so me I tell you, when me I talk about them not pretty man who build up a place. I paint, I color, man put on the color upon the place and pretty up a place. And like me I tell, let him get the whole I praises. You don't want that. So you have to remember about the builder too.
Yeah.
The man never put in the work and build up it. So if you have them man, yeah, when the time come, you don't look away for call a bag of man and put them in the side.
And you have to go take out man out the side too.
Out the side, X out them man, yeah, and put in. And right away, you see one of the biggest defender when we think we overlook, are you tell him Lottie Bodier. Overlook. The defender that we overlook him. We fling him all in a midfielder. And him on a midfielder.
That's the
And the brother that
I coach, I do that wrong still, you know. I coach problem.
He win under 20 World Cup with England as a midfielder. I hear me as a defender, as a defender. Everywhere I'm going to play defense, so how we are using him in a midfield. But I don't say go still. I don't say go and listen to his show still.
All right,
Big up
deal.
yourself.
Best up deal. That's deal painting people.
Big up yourself.
Go ahead, Jeremy Lee.
All right, so you know, I agree with you that what you got said a while ago. I agree with you that almost 100% on Wednesday, right? At some point, bro, we have got to stop, right? At some point, we have got to make a decision.
Yep.
Right? So I've said this a couple months ago that Garrett Southgate either going to get sacked or he's going to retire. And those players are looking in because what they know is our next coach are coming in.
Fresh chance, fresh opportunity.
Fresh chance. And a lot of them know it. A lot of them they are wait because they know the next coach will come, going to throw a lot of players and going to pick up a whole lot more players. Also, England wants to club tie a lot of these guys. Right? So this one, but you can't blame a man to look out best way in family. In play for England, when it comes to transfer time, it's a better resume. But for us, at some point we have to draw the line. At some point we have to say, okay, if this can happen by this time, right? Because right now, the England coach here is going to be here for 2 years, I'll say, until the next World Cup. Right? Then maybe him gone. So all these players now who did not get a chance, right, to go now, if they don't come between the years of 21 and 26, if they don't come to us between these 2 years, leave them alone. Because they're never going to wait for the next four to get fired.
And right? He's come like you in love with a girl, Jeremy. And she tell us say she have to run through some other man before she can link you back.
Exactly. You know? No, actually that's that, brother.
So like,
No, J. Taylor. No, J. Taylor. You are being disingenuous. You're being disingenuous.
Cataract, do not do this. Give me a chance to finish, then you can come in and talk.
Yeah, when you talk about the Gallus thing, he's a professional.
All right, Cataract. We talk about
man.
He's a one burner. He's a one burner, you know.
Jeremy is a one burner.
So
the man no must be a one burner, brother. The man no must be a one brother. You see them thing at Jamaica is a country where everything that the Bible and morality consider as correct, we actually laugh after people. Like I'm gonna say, yeah, one burner when you're supposed to just have one
Man,
woman.
that's a fire burn for one burner.
Yeah, you can't follow Cataract them. Continue, Jeremy.
All right, Cataract. So to Omar Hutchinson now, right? I think the former coach was why a lot of players did not want to play. They did not like his playing style, his
True.
system, they didn't trust him. So now the coach is gone, right? And you excuse that you're looking for a team, this, that, right? You have a team now. I don't know what's going on. If Omar Hutchinson does not come, I said the next 2-3 games, just leave him alone. I'm not saying throw him out, but don't chase behind him, right? Just leave him alone.
And Omar
Right.
Hutchinson
But
might
some-
see Gibbs-White get picked right now, Jeremy, and things say, yo, my chance I go come.
Yeah, right? So you have to just, at some point, Cataract, right? We have to look for and say, okay, let's be realistic now. We cannot chase after people who are with the England chance, right? And you can't blame them, right? But if we realize that person's heart is not here, right? The heart is not here. Just to say, all right, you know what? We realize that your heart is not here. Let's go find those whose heart is here. Try to get them from 18, 19, 20 and groom them and stay with them. Because guess what? England not going to play some of these guys, but then have people out there lie to them and tell them things that they hear. Because they don't want them to come here. Right? So you have to look on that too, right? So our way I say, yo, is just who's serious come now. And there should be a time when we start chase after players. Simple as that.
Yeah, man. I'm
Right, guys.
with you on
all
that,
right.
Jeremy.
This is what, all right. This is what I have to say, right? This is what I have to say. Cataract, I understand what you say, but if a player score in 20, I say, but all right, this is for me because the paperwork takes some time, all right? A player might seem interested or have a player put in paperwork and it. Say put in paperwork in that next year January, and it maybe take some time to go through. Fine, I understand that. But you understand? But don't wait after we qualify for World Cup. We say, man, I put in paperwork so we want to complete for Jamaica. That's what me I talk about.
Me agree
After we
with that.
qualify for the World Cup. You understand? That's what me I talk about. And then with this player we have Mason Greenwood. With Mason Greenwood, nobody can tell me say him not committed. Because of the man signed for Marseille. The man say him committed and ready to play for Jamaica. That means he's not lie. The man that tell when him say that say want a club first before him commit himself. And not lie him at tell.
No, no one talking about your Mason Greenwood. I'm talking about Omar Hutchinson.
No, I use Mason Greenwood as an example.
When I use Mason Greenwood as an example, because Mason Greenwood say him never come yet until him get a club and finalize everything, you know. That's what Mason Greenwood say, you know. He want to play for the country, but he might wait to get a club and finalize. And when the man get the club, you see paperwork in for the man. The trust of the man say, yeah, I'm ready to play for the country. You understand? But other players who have paperwork and that, they're not showing the sign.
Omar Hutchinson said they want 18 months. Right? Omar Hutchinson said he want 18 months and he got over 18 months. He's going into 2 years now. So how long do we keep waiting on this guy? I understand he needed a club. I think he
was a farmer coach, JT. I think he was a farmer coach. I did not like his playing style, right? The coach is gone, right? We have a more favorite English coach now, right? That coach is gone. He's gone. He's no longer here, right? He's gone, and thank God he's gone. Jesus, I mean, it's a blessing he's gone, right? That man did more damage to the program than anything else, right? And I think he turned off a lot of players, right? So he's not here no more. So so what's the excuse now, Omar Hutchinson? You have a club. You have this, you have that, and it's an Englishman there, right? Now, I don't know if this coach want him or like him or whatever. But now's the time, for you to say, put out something, say, I'm ready, Jamaica. You understand me? I say, don't wait till we qualify. Because I'm against that too. I am against that shit. You wait till we qualify, then a host of people start to come. No way, no how.
Yeah, bro. If him no want come, him stay in my yard, brother. That's what me there right now.
Come, Cataract, wake up. Cataract, go on, JT.
Hold on. I don't know. I have to look on the phone. No, man, him did it, man. Cataract, your mic is muted, you know. Cataract. Yeah, but continue.
Yes, my mic is muted. My mic is muted for a reason because I'm not a one burner. So
We left that long time, bro.
Jesus Christ. This brother
The
is,
thing- the things we are going on cataract, they want to hear. They don't know why they are chat to man. And the girl them there. See? So here we are going now. But listen to every man, right? And let me tell you something. It won't be that a brand new team with wholesale changes that don't make the qualifiers that qualify for the World Cup would come in. I don't believe that. That's not happened anywhere. However, injuries is number one. Players, you qualify almost a year ahead of the World Cup. Players drop off of form. Are we saying that if a right back, let's say a right back gets injured, and then I don't know, Ethan Laird, a player that we're trying to get. So all right, maybe come now. We just said to him, nah, go on ahead, man, because we will go without a right back or go with an inferior right back. No. So I don't believe you can have absolutes. What I do understand you to be saying is that to be clear to players that you won't be the first choice of what we're doing, but you will be in our thoughts and our prayers.
Mhm. But you
But
can
I can't
agree
have
that
an absolute thing like
something
a
has to happen,
deadline,
right?
because you might say, listen, no player don't say to us before January 2026. And then we have two horrific injuries or something with a man needing surgery. And then a man will say, well, remember you tell me, say, if me not come January 26, me not fi come. So I would caution against the absolutes. What I would say is, as a principle, keep the lines of communication open, develop a recruiting prospectus, that's what it's called, that you can send to a player electronically these days, and do the nice things. Run the federation right. I know a player. I know of a player. I don't. So hold on. I don't finish now. Notice my mic is mute when everybody did that fast. Right. I know of a player who did not come because of Carl Gibson. Right. So I know that is real. However, I know of other players who were reluctant because of the what they saw as the administrative bungling and the casting of the JFF with the girls. Right? So different things, different strokes for different folks. So don't be absolute. But I disagree with you when it's not JTL is not right. It's not that the woman say, yo, I forgot you a bag of my hand. Take a bag of body and then me I come to you. No. You understand? It's like you want the cat and the cat say, you what? You know some I have a husband. I mean, don't know if I can left my husband and come there with you.
That
Morgan Gibbs-White was born in
sir.
England. His first love, his first option is to the country of his birth. Right? So if a man decides him nah do that and I'm gonna divorce the country where I'm born from and come there with we, it's a big deal. So sometimes some man dog left them, some man dog left, some woman dog left them husband. And there with you, them rather go stay there and take the beating, stay there and take the verbal abuse, stay there and the man broke and all the money. Stay there and the man can't give her no honey or no loving. Some people are different. You understand? But I would say to you, hold on, let me finish my point. Hear the man.
Yeah, to your point, right? I hear what you're saying, right?
No, you don't hear what I'm saying because I'm still saying because notice I muted my mic and I'm saying I am still speaking, sir. So allow me, like I allow everybody else. No, but you can't tell me how much minutes. Look how long minute muted. I'm in the on a call for 15 minutes. We've been on the call 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So no come with that foolishness. Right. So listen what I'm saying. I'm saying, allow me to make my point and then I'll mute back the mic and everybody can chat. Gibbs-White has chosen the choice of choosing to turn your back on the country of your birth is a major choice. And if a man don't make it, I don't hate him for it. But still I gotta look out for him. Like we look out for Emil Smith Rowe when them play and say, yeah, the man there could have did, forward for me. But my major point though is I would love at some point we turn our attention to some of the players who McLaren could be speaking to now who were excluded from this squad. Who we still have a chance at.
I agree with you on that. But get that right. My point I was trying to say, right? I'm not gonna cuss no player and call them names and all this, right? I'm just saying, right? I know that, look at that right. Let's be honest. The JFM is always gonna be the same. Maybe they'll show some improvement, right? But at the end of the day, you can't expect 100% change, you know what I mean, from these guys, right? The point I was trying to make about commitment, right? We don't want a player to just come for the World Cup. After World Cup done, right? We have Nation League again. We have the Gold Cup again. We have this and we have that, right? Then call out, they're not available, then sick, then this, then that. Then show up again, for World Cup qualifier, 2 game, 3 game. We don't want that. We want people that's committed, who's gonna go through the nitty-gritty, the dirty, who's willing to play on the dirty field in El Salvador, who's gonna willing to deal with the sweat, the JFF shenanigans. That's all I'm saying, bro. I don't want to play the show for a tournament, and then the next 2 months we're not hear from him. Every time it's a game that's not of importance, something wrong with it. That's what I'm saying.
All right. So I will say to you that we also have to be careful because sometimes the players are not called up by Jamaica. And we take it to say that them don't turn up. Right? But if a man get a call up, and there was sometimes it's unfortunate. I remember Jamal, 2 times. It seemed like man just breed them woman right when the season got done and we have a major tournament. Because regular man, but we know it's a fact. He can't say like Jamal Lowe had a child. Right? He get his first child. Then Ethan Pitt, I can remember had his 3rd child and his wife was having difficulty. It just seemed like, man, we don't know if they time them things so that the wife can breed when the season just done. Forgetting that they are international players and we have big games. I don't know.
I think the coach doesn't really like him, man. I don't think the coach is on first choice. Jamal Lowe.
The rap beat you, man. You make me apply. So, I think there are 4 players for me to which this squad should speak loudly, and those are the players who are on left back, Rico Henry and Tyreek Mitchell. They should speak loudly to you.
What's up with this guy? No, it's a quick question. John Bell in MLS.
John Bell is in England. No, I don't know. I don't watch MLS. Right. Hold on, man. You can mute when we attack, mute when you attack, brother.
No, I'm saying you may answer question like
I don't know the player. I don't watch MLS. I don't watch US football. Right. I don't watch USL. Hold on, I watch Championship football because I support Leeds United. I will watch the Premier League when there's a player with Jamaican heritage playing that is eligible for Jamaica to see how that player looks. Someone watch my ball game.
So
after that, I watch my woman.
So you basically don't watch football then?
I don't watch football. Leeds play 44 games for the year, right? I don't watch football. But listen, not for the man that talk about to watch football. Here lie on the tail. Hold on. Let me take all this easy. Not for the man that talk about the beer lie on the tail. You know what Saudi League, you know watch MLS, you know watch USL, you know watch Championship, you know watch League One. Hold on, man. Hold on, CC, I have a special address for you, CC. I have a special address for you. But I'll take you out right now. I'm just dealing with something. You only watch every league. You know, so the next man will tell me, say, watch a game, and then watch the full 90 minutes because I'm going to tell you about that player there. I'm going to tell you, say, don't watch the game. How much 90 minutes in a day? Because them games they are played simultaneously. Me didn't watch the under 14 Reggae Boyz till the finals because Leeds did have a season opener And me have to find Grant the team pan thing. Me I watch Grant. I watch Grant play my baller. I'm gonna watch under 21 to check out Brandon cover. Leicester. So whole heap of game, some man watch every game.
Yeah,
The only
cataract.
man
But the cataract, the way you
never
were
kill her.
saying, right? Like, watch MLS and blah, 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 right? And the
Me
same
now
way,
watch MLS, me now watch USL.
Cataract, you be talking for a while, please. I'm saying, though, there's other leagues, right? And other people watched him. I just asked you about this player because he was in the national team. I don't know Mr. asked you, right? So you don't have to go this, you understand? We can respect each other. But at the end of the day, though, I watch every league, right?
No
And I watch
disrespect to the
everything.
question. Sorry if you feel so. There was no disrespect to the question. I'm just telling you I don't watch MLS. I don't comment on what I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right.
So we're back to the thing
Yeah.
with saying that the left backs them, because I think that's why you raised the issue of John Bell.
Mhm.
And I believe in an assessment, I believe Tyreek Mitchell I think he's an elite left back. He's never played outside of the Premier League. He's always been with Crystal Palace. Rico Henry, people seem to like him. I think Tyreek Mitchell is a better left back than Rico Henry. But I think the two of them should get the message now. Because Rico Henry has had England under 21 or whatever call-ups. So, and he was expressing how disappointed he was at not being in the Euro squad, and now you're not in the Nation League. So I think you should wake up and smell the Nescafe coffee and then start smell some Blue Mountain.
On the panel, I have a question for everybody. Cataract, give me 30 seconds. I'm not going to leave. 30 seconds. First on the panel. From what I've been watching the last couple of weeks, I've been watching these players. Casey Palmer playing good. Everybody in his right position doing good. I've been seeing even Tevon Gray. Not of these players that play under Al Grimson, playing the rightful position and they're playing good. Some players I used to call rocks, I used to call them names. I have to reset myself. I think the coach's tactics and playing on position was killing them. And I'm gonna stick to that. So I used to say Casey Palmer was garbage. He was this and that. But I'm starting to have to rethink. Because I've seen these players playing, and they're playing good football. And I'm like, oh my God. The coach was killing them, man. His style, his tactics was killing these players. And I'm like, I have to take everything back now. What say you, Cataract and panel?
So Casey Palmer is a number 10. Always been a camp. I don't know whose bright idea is it that Casey Palmer is some sort of poor man's a Rasta Pirlo. He's not. Casey Palmer don't have a defensive bone in his body. And the greatest criticism of Casey Palmer has been that he doesn't work hard. Right? When he was at Bristol, even when he was at Chelsea, every time he went on loan, that would come back as the report. No. Casey Palmer in his best position needs to be right behind the two strikers to make that final pass in the opposition third. Not swanning around just outside our 18-yard box, covering for the central defenders. So he will always look different when playing for Coventry than when playing for Jamaica. That's how I would put it.
Okay. Why make a whole player look foolish to the national team? I tell them because they look lost, like they don't know what they were doing. And when you see the man,
how much game on give Casey Palmer if he actually come to the party?
You know what? I saw him playing that second half against Ecuador, and he was a different player. You understand? So we have to look for things kind of different now, man. That coach just mess everybody up, and just mess my head up, man.
Okay, CC Pastor.
Listen, I mentioned something with Al Grimson at the time, and somebody take me on over the same argument, right? I said when we look on the team and the way the team is being selected, is basically levels. All right, you play Premier League, you four play Premier League, you start. The next set, Championship, you start. The next set, MLS. That's how I saw the team is being selected. It didn't look like to me Because even if you have, for example, Casey Palmer, who should probably be playing where Kakaraki suggested that he's playing because that's where he plays for Coventry City. Basically in the number 10 role. If you're saying that he should be playing there, but guess what happened? Because he has to play, and if he is unable to play in the position, but he has to play because of the level that he's playing at. So rather than to put somebody in the defensive midfield position, you're going to stop Casey Palmer in the defensive midfield position because of the league that he's playing in. And the next person who you would have put in the defensive midfield position does not play in a higher league per se. So basically, if you have, so I think that's the scenario. I think that's what was happening with the players, because there's no way. Say for example, you have Kevin Lambert there. Casey Palmer might very well be a better footballer than Kevin Lambert, but is he a better defensive midfielder than Kevin Lambert? No, he's not. No, he is not.
Of course, it's defensive playing style, and that's what we're seeing on the player.
That's why we are coming back to the point where, because Kevin Lambert is playing in a lesser league than Casey Palmer, you're going to start Casey Palmer in the position that Kevin Lambert should have been playing in.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because he can't play that position. He's a better football player, but he does not mean that he's going to be a better defensive midfield player, because that has not been his forte. So which one would you play there? You play Casey Palmer in the 10 and play Kevin Lambert in the defensive midfield until you get somebody that is better than Kevin Lambert at playing that position specifically, right? And I think that's the same thing happened to Lottie Bodier. I saw Lottie Bodier come in the side, right? I see him playing Lottie Bodier in the middle of the park at defensive midfield. So I'm saying that if Lottie Bodier cannot play centre back or right back, make him go on the bench, put him on the bench. Not because he plays in the championship, he has to start in it. If he cannot make the team at right back or centre back, he cannot make the team. He goes on the bench. So if you're going to start him, he has to start at centre back, right centre back if you're playing a back three, or right back. So I think what happened was you have Ethan Pinnock, you have Deshaun Bernard, you have Lottie Bodier, and then you have Damien and you look at him and say, all right, Ethan Pinnock have to start. You must start Deshaun Bernard, but Lottie Bodier have to start as well, because so it's like you're not necessarily, and then you have Amari Bell. So, and then this and all the players are there. As I said before, you must look at Lottie Bodier play in a certain league. And I think that is what messed up the team a lot of times, because you have
CC.
Go ahead, possibly.
Pastor.
You're correct. No. I just cataract. Just don't break it longer than it need to. Don't break it longer than it.
So I won't break it longer than it need to. I will just give it a quick thump. I just give it a quick thump and leave for you. Specy, you know Almighty. This is the clean clothes madman reasoning. Me nah go tolerate it, but I go thump you. Amari Bell has played for Jamaica. Amari Bell has played for Jamaica at left back in every single game. So how are you mentioning Amari Bell and saying that the coach play man because them in a league and they must start?
No,
Amari Bell has always played left back.
No, but you're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, you don't listen what you're saying.
I wasn't talking about Amari Bell being out of position.
So why you mentioning me?
What me I try to say is, I am trying to say to you that him have a certain set of players that plays in a certain league, and all of them have to play. Amari Bell position is okay because of where Amari Bell plays. That's okay. But Lottie Bodier, if he cannot make the field in right back or centre back, then he should not be on the field. That's what I'm saying. It's okay with that. Go ahead, Peter.
I'm going to say this now. You see where you stop it? I hope that's not where you're ending it. I hear people talking about when has Jamal Lowe played well, and this is directed straight at JT. When has Jamal Lowe played well for Jamaica? When has Jamal Lowe not played well for Jamaica? In every game that Jamal Lowe has played for Jamaica, he has done the duties that he was given to do, and he has performed better for Jamaica than Leon Bailey, our choice player.
That's true.
The reason The reason I am going to substantiate the claim you're making, but demand that you carry it all the way through the team. Because it's the same can be said of Damian Lowe playing in midfield as the same, because you cannot put Bailey on the bench. You play a top four and no midfield. So don't just leave it with Latibot here because he's young. Take it all the way through the team, and I'm listening now for you to finish. Go ahead.
Oh, no, all right. So what I'm saying is this page, all right? Pastor, I am saying that come with a new coach. What we don't want to see is because a player plays in a certain league, he starts over another player who is supposed to be in that plays.
I agreed with all of what you said. I'm now demanding that you continue that for every position where this has been the case. I'm waiting on you.
I can take it, please.
All right, go on.
So what you understand, and I agree with Pastor. Coach play everybody out of position, right? And Liam Bailey does not play the coach. Liam Bailey is on the bench.
I'm not hear that.
And for what you are saying that the coach has played people because of what, right? Liam Bailey does not perform for us, right? There should be some, and Jamal Lowe, Bobby Cordova Reed, they play to what the coach asked them to do. And most of it is to come back and defend and come back and defend. Which next player? Every single player play out of position. They're not in the rightful position. Even DMN up in the midfield, right? His role is to disrupt the tackle, but he cannot make a pass. So I think I'm going to show my answer all right? But everybody play out of position and they follow coach's instructions. Go ahead, Pastor.
There, you see, what CC was saying has always been a concern of mine, and I hope it is not replicated with this coach. I said many months ago that Grimm was not the one selecting the team, and people took me to task.
Oh, that's a conspiracy, though, Pastor.
JT, you can say what you want, but Grimm said, and I quote, 3 of them equally selects the team. He gave Merron Gordon the autonomy to look in the JPL.
So is Marion Gardner part of the coaching staff, brother?
Listen, I said, you're not listening to me. Grimm was not the one selecting the team. Grimm.
What was he doing selecting the team, Pastor?
Pastor, you're not making sense. Let me tell you why.
Sir, Grimm is an individual. Grimm dissolved his authority. Hello. Yes. Hey,
Go ahead.
Sir, listen to what I am saying.
All right.
Grimm, as the head coach, as the individual in charge of the program, was not the one selecting the team. Full stop. Then I'm explaining how is it that it is not he that selected any of the teams. Grimm said, and I quote, you can go pull up the interview, them window. He gave Merron Gordon the autonomy to scour the JPL or Jamaica and select those local born players for the team. And no Grimm select them.
Okay, that's
for whatever reason. That is the clarification.
So, yeah, he not selecting the team. So that's what he used, Pastor, to say Grimm is not selecting the team.
Exactly, because I know he must select it. Listen,
but that's not the entire team, though. So better you say that Grim is not selecting the entire team.
Sir, I can use it because Grim did not say. I'm not speaking to what he did not say. I'm talking about what he said. Grim said he gave Meron Gordon the autonomy to select the players from the JPL or from Jamaica. Meron Gordon selected the local cohort. Yes, you can ask the question.
So, Pastor, you are JFF right now, right? And you still
No, I will never be JFF, but go ahead with your analogy.
Okay, so you are JFF right now. You are Speed. Are you still team not playing good? Are you going to come down with the axe? Who are you going to fire?
It don't matter if I him select the team and him I go get the axe. And him I get the axe. No. I am not trying to absolve Grim nor to defend him. I am not absolving him nor defending him. I feel him responsibility. So if him give him power, that's for him business. I'm not defending him. I'm not defending him. The reason Jamal Law was not with the Copa squad. Grim also explained that Jamal Law was not selected for Copa. Grim also explained that. So for all of you who hear the interviews but you don't listen to nothing what the coach is saying, I pay very particular attention to what the coach says over and above what everybody else said. Even though I don't neglect what they say, I am very careful to listen to what the coach said.
Let me ask you a question. When Jamal Lowe comes and plays for Jamaica, which position does Jamal Lowe play?
Jamal Lowe can play on both wings. You know that, right?
Yeah, and he can play something. He plays at forward as well.
He plays forward as well. He good. So, because he has given us far more than Leon Bailey in the Jamaican shirt, if you're going to start a front line,
Jamal Lowe give it far more than Leon Bailey.
Yes, and the stats support that. Check every game when Jamal Lowe play. Far more.
No, I'm not buy that. No, Pastor, you need to provide that stats, Dave. If you back up your point, because I'm saying I don't believe that Jamal Lowe has been better in the Jamaican shirt than Leon Bailey, and we know that Leon Bailey hasn't been good in the Jamaican shirt. It's just that Jamal Lowe hasn't been great either.
JT,
yeah,
the only player that people would sing out and say great for Jamaica would be Damari Gray and Michael Antonio. They wouldn't even say Bobby Reed, even though he's the workhorse. I've said to you, because that's their choice. People have the right to like who they like. I'm saying to you, there is not a game that JT can point to that Jamal Lowe has failed in the Jamaican shirt.
Can you point to a game that Jamal Lowe has performed exceptionally well in the Jamaican shirt?
Yes, the first game that he played against USA, he was the provider of the goal.
And that's it. And
no.
That's it.
JT,
that's it.
JT,
I'm asking you to point me to a game. That game, I'm talking about a competitive game, Pastor.
Don't ask question. Don't ask question and then jump away from the answer when it
No. But you gave me the answer. You gave me the answer,
and I point to his first game.
But Pastor,
and I can point to his second, third, and fourth games.
Yeah, point to them. Point to them. Pastor, you're talking with no statistics. The first game wasn't a competitive game. We cannot use
How many assists does Jamal Lowe has for Jamaica?
No, you have the stats. You have the stats.
No.
I'm going up. Yeah.
JT, you are saying that what I am saying is flawed. No, I am telling you that from the games that Jamal Lowe has played, he has not failed in a Jamaican shirt. Watch the games that Jamal Lowe play, and you will be able to substantiate that. Having said that, I heard people saying Jamal Lowe did not accept call of not people. You, JT, you need to go pull up the interview with Simon Preston. Jamal Lowe only once asked to be excluded from the Jamaican team because
Okay, so
of
the rest of
his
the
family
time it
issue.
was based on his
Only once.
It was based
He
on his
was
performance.
never called up. He was never called up. And Simon got the shock of his life in that interview when Jamalo answered him. When was he ever called up that he did not accept the call up? People need to stop selling these false narratives in public space. The young man was not called up. Only once he had an issue that he asked to be exempted. And the last time for Copa, Grim gave what any footballing person, with anybody will watch football with any kind of knowledge, laughed at what Grim gave for the excuse for not selecting Jamal Lowe.
We all know say him not like Jamal Lowe. I said it before. That was
The
not one of
same,
his favorite persons.
the same kind of issue with Tapper have with Jamal Lowe, Grim, whatever and wherever and get it from, apparently come get it too. So Jamal Lowe was not selected, and Grim said he had a talk with him and told him that why he was not going to be selected for Copa. Right? We need to stop this foolishness and speak the truth at all
I
times.
think we should bring him overseas first. Jamal Lowe overseas first.
I am not. You see, let me tell you this. A lot of who I hear talk on YouTube, especially when they talk about the locally born players, they compare them with themselves so that they can say they are good. I don't know how you have a comparison with yourself, but that is all I hear them selling.
Yeah, but
So
let me tell you,
it is not that a player is more equipped, if you don't want to use the word better than a player in a particular position. Is that this player is very good. Who is he better than?
So, Pastor,
And among who is he good? Yes, go ahead.
So, Pastor, I enter the fray again. Find out myself in a tag team with Blake and Blake Incorporated. And we probably need to have our own show since everybody have a show. So let me start again with CC. First of all, CC, I think my panelists would never make a point but have a question. Let me ask a question and answer the question. However, when asked the question, you develop a stammer tongue. You develop a stammer tongue. You develop no sir, yes sir, no sir, yes sir. You develop a stammer tongue. The man asks you a direct question. You stammer for 5 minutes and then turn around and say, "Let me ask you." You did not answer the question because the man asked you. The man asked a direct question, and you stammer, and then you start asking. Then you say, "Let me ask a question." Don't ask the question, man. Answer the question them that people ask you. Answer the question that people ask you, and stop stammering, and then stop stammering. Stop stammering. And then pivot to ask a different question. You can't, brother, a class me do, you can't, you not go win this part, because I'm mere man this year, chat. When the man asks you a straight question to substantiate what you are saying, you can't answer it. You can't answer it. The man asks you to compare the stats for Leon Bailey and Jamal Lowe. And you can't answer. He ask you straight. Which game Jamal Lowe played badly for Jamaica? He asked you which game Jamal Lowe played for Jamaica. I know what your answer. You don't know how to ask the man which game Jamal Lowe played good enough. I want to take some people, brother. I think for a reason, boy. You want to chat in because the man asked a question. I came in and you feel like you can come talk me down because I have point out where you do. You understand? The man asked you which game Jamal Lowe played for Jamaica and which game Jamal Lowe played badly for Jamaica. And I know you the answer. You turn around and ask him which game he played good for Jamaica. What you feel? I am on the floor now. I unmuted myself and I'm on the floor. And you proceeded to try to interrupt me. So I am not
guys. So one mic.
acknowledging you. I am not acknowledging you because you interrupted me. You interrupted me, and so I will not acknowledge you. You cannot come with the clean clothes madness, brother. Me not in at that. The pastor ask you a question, answer him. Answer him. Answer him. Because the man put you, he said to you, he further said to you, he further said to you, elaborate about the Jamaican players who are playing out of position. You choose to totally pivot away from that. Because it's not only English players who play out of position. You have not addressed any question. You turned around and asked the pastor a question. This is not the pastor, brother. You never think it's school. Answer the question. Answer the question. If you have interrupted me, I will maintain my space on the floor until you yield, and then we deal with it in a gentlemanly way. But you cannot cut into my time when I have been most mannerly. And but chat what? I be a madness here talk. I be a madness here talk. And when people call you out, you are not
CC, the people them say them can't hear you, so you have to turn up. CC, turn up your mic. CC, turn up your mic. Kataraka beat you with loudness.
You were asked a question and you did not answer the question.
1 second, Kataraka. 1 second. CC.
Of the question. I will deal JT.
CC, turn up your mic. The people them say I lose the clash because them not hear you.
I'm not shown. Listen, the pastor asked him a question, and he does this regularly. When he's asked a question that is difficult, he then turns around and says, "Let me ask you something." Don't ask the man.
No, but in fact, I'm gonna be fair to CC. Pastor, come on here. The pastor, come on here and throwing out all those things, and he doesn't have any stats either. I just checked. Jamalu had 6 games for Jamaica. What I'm saying. Yeah, he was challenging me on that, and I'm challenging Pastor for once on YouTube to provide some statistics. That's what I'm asking Pastor today, to provide some statistics.
So
for once.
Pastor, I think you need to provide the stats.
Yeah, for once on YouTube.
Jay Taylor, I think Jamal Lowe is one of the players who has been the most hard done by Jamaica. The man came at a time when we collected money for a game, and the players were on strike. And if those players at the time said, "No, we're not ready for come play for Jamaica," we would have been lost so many millions of US dollars. Because I would if money we collect. I would if money we collect from the Middle Eastern country. I think it was Saudi Arabia. Because them man not pay monkey money. You know, right? And then there was a ban. Not a ban, sorry. There was a boycott by the players, and then we had the USA game coming up. We had a game with the USA, and those soldiers took the field. They were defeated 3-1, but Jamal Lowe was the scorer, Andre Gray the provider, and then the next match, the two of them were Jamal Lowe was dropped. Jamal Lowe didn't even come to the Gold Cup. Andre Gray made it there. I think we affected that young man's psyche, and that I will hold against Tapper. Right? When having been the latest scorer of an assist, Andre Gay was relegated to the bench, while people like Cronky, myself, Dre Anyweather, Jay Cruz, with my brother named Kyle, from Reggae Boyz supporters club. We were all in Orlando and watched Boza kick many chances into Rosehead. So he has been hard done, but he's only had 6 caps. Exactly. We talk like the man has a multitude of caps.
No, but it spawned out a pastor saying that Jamalo has had better performances in the shirt, and I'm saying based on the number of games played by Leon Bailey is gonna win that. if you try to scrape the statistics. So I'm saying to Pastor,
So it would be you'd have to go by percentage. So when you're
exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
comparing apples oranges, you have to go by percentage. You can't go by
Thank you.
apples.
Thank you. Pastor cannot compare a player who's been in the team for 3 years and a player who had 6 caps. It's just not gonna be
No,
fair.
but what he was asking is the number of games that the player has failed Jamaica.
He necessarily hasn't failed Cataract, but he hasn't light
I
it
believe
up.
Jamal Lowe. I believe Jamal Lowe has.
Cataract.
Let me finish.
Cataract.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. I believe Jamal Lowe has had one really bad game for Jamaica. And that was the last game against USA in the Nation League, when he had the number 9 jersey and partner Cephas up front. Now, whether that is because of tactic, but I really believe he did not cover himself in glory. And the problem for me is that his next worst game was when we played USA in Texas in the World Cup qualifier. I think we lost 3-0, right? He was on the wing at that time. But apart from that, I just think he puts in the shift that we asked him to put in.
Cataract. I believe
Pastor, I'm gonna give you a chance to make your final point, and everybody on the panel make your final point, and we rev it out, we close out.
JT,
Mm-hmm.
Leon Bailey has played over 30 games for Jamaica. Leon Bailey goal contribution is what? Do you know?
You're the one providing the stats, you know. I'm not gonna go big.
I'm just going to tell you. Leon Bailey is like 5. Jamal Lowe has played 6 games and he has 2 goal contribution. Who is better?
No, man. Leon Bailey has 11 goal contribution.
I am saying his goal contribution, not 5 goal contributions, you know. It's every 5 game you get something from Leon Bailey based on the amount of games that he has played for Jamaica.
Yeah,
4 point something, not 5. 4 point something. 4 point.
How would you arrive at 4 points? The thing that you're saying, because
that is what it was the last time I checked it. I didn't just check it. Hello, that is what it was the last time I checked it.
He has 5 goals and 6 assists for Jamaica.
From how many games? It's not 30 games. It's over 30 games.
How much games?
It's over 30 games. Because when I checked it, it was over 30 games.
All right, go ahead.
Jamal Lowe has 6 games. And I am very sure he has either 2 or 3 goal contributions.
And may I say to you, said Jamal Lowe played 6 games. He only scored 2 goals. So he has 2 goal contribution. He doesn't have a
plus. No. He scored 2 goals plus an assist. Don't say what you're not sure of. He has an assist.
His bias towards players born in Jamaica has just been exposed because he was very clear to add Leon Bailey's assist to his goals. Hold on. No. You added Leon Bailey's assists to his goals, but you failed, or you tried to ignore Jamal Lowe's assist on his debut, even though we have been speaking about that assist.
That's not a competitive game, though.
What?
You don't count goal contributions in competitive games. Look here, Jay Taylor is a maga man, you know. How you have managed to lift up the goal post
that goal
and move it to a different parish.
Let me show you something. Hey, hold on. Let me say something. You see, if you're going to
move the goal post.
No, man. If you're going to count the assist, then Jamal Lowe would have played 7 games. Because that game include that game is 7 games, is not 6 games.
But CC 3 goal contributions in 7 games percentage-wise is far ahead of Leon Bailey, 11 in 30 plus games.
It's long division here.
It's not 30 plus games.
Just use the calculator. Use your calculator and come back and tell us.
CC, how many games did Leon Bailey play for Jamaica?
30 games, Pastor. You know, tell you. Much time I want to tell you.
You're counting Jamal Lowe's game that you claim is not a competitive game. And you're telling me that Leon Bailey only played 30 times for Jamaica.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you are wrong.
All right, Pastor. I'm wrong, Pastor. Me wrong faster than you are.
Because if you count all of Leon Bailey's game, he has played more than 30 times for Jamaica. That's all I'm saying, CC.
We say okay, you know. Listen,
So,
I can't.
and hold on now. The games that Cataract said he would count as Jamal Low's bad games. Jamal Low did not have the lowest score on his team on that day. So you can't say he had a bad game because the other players on the team had lower player rating than Jamal Low for those 2 games.
Yeah, but I'm comparing him to what? To himself. So I'm not comparing him to other players in the team, right?
No. But this is the problem. This is the problem.
I don't want us to take the call to rip down Jamal because we really were to talk about. And we got here. I don't know how we arrived here. I don't know where the Uber driver named Jay Taylor take us.
No.
Right here.
Let me tell you how we got. Here.
I don't want to know.
Sought to point out something, but I was very afraid of him not completing what he was pointing out.
He would never do that. But he would never do that because
I am not going to allow him. If I wasn't here, he could have gotten away with it. But I wouldn't allow him or anyone to do that.
Would allow him. That would mean he would have to be critical of domestic-born players, and he's not going to do that. So back to the point that I put this question to you and CC, right? About the players now, the 4 players who really have to take a long, hard look at themselves, which is Kyle Walker-Peters, Max Aarons, Rico Henry, and Tyreek Mitchell, the 2 left backs and the 2 right backs who have been, again, snubbed by England. That's the word I would use. Particularly the left back. What say you?
I have been a long advocate that we need to deepen the player pool with quality players. If we get 2 left backs and 2 right backs, it would mean that we have 4 clear on either side, which would satisfy me. So I would say to these 4 men born in the diaspora, I heard Coach McLaren making a statement in 2 interviews, meaning he's repeating himself. The time is now. I don't believe it is going to be easy for players who tells McLaren no this window and no the next window. I don't believe, based on what he has said, if he stays true to form, those players are going to have problems convincing him that they are serious about representing Jamaica, if he stays true to what he has said. Having said that, I heard you men debating about cut-off time. Even if Brazil, England, Spain, France, Netherlands, all of the big guns, the top 15 teams in the world have cut-off time, Jamaica does not have that luxury. We are nobody in a football landscape. Nobody. So, excepting for a player that would have snubbed the coach, there should be no cut-off time. If the coach approach you now and sell you the plan, he is the coach until he gets fired. So you must know, if you can trick the coach and say, no, me not into your plan, and then because in qualify a team, you believe that the coach are going to pay you mine at that time, me not sure if you're so good. So if you want to run that risk, go ahead. But I think you would be an idiot to try that. Because if I were the coach and I come to you and sell you the plan, and you tell me no, you're waiting for something else, make sure you achieve that something else. Make sure it comes true for you. Because me I move on to the next thing. One more thing since JT said I close this thing. You see, all of you on YouTube, we are talking about players who snub Jamaica. You don't need to take stock on yourself before you open your mouth again. There are 3 players who have declared they want to play for Jamaica. And the JFF administration and all the coaching staff and their supporters have done everything to not get those players in the team. I have said my say.
Care
Name
to
those three
elaborate.
players. Name those
Care
three
to
players.
elaborate.
Yeah, let CC go cataract and then you close it out. Go ahead, CC.
No, I was saying Pastor should name those three players, but on the players that
I don't have to know them because I name them because you know them. The interviews are public things when they made those things.
Pastor, you're difficult, you know, when it comes on to simple things
JT,
like if you know
the
the
thing
three
is,
players, you know, just tell the man, Pastor, and we keep the show moving.
here's what JT, no, here's what's true. People don't decide to be ignorant because they don't want to highlight what is inherently wrong with our football system. These players are public knowledge. They said one of them a 3 year now since him say it. 3 years now.
Him gaming, me don't know which three player Pastor talk. Because the people them ask. So when
how do you not know, JT? How do you not know when I have spoken about the one where at 3 years now on your program?
No, but Pastor, me no remember them something that me at the other.
Oh, you never say you don't remember. You say you don't know.
Yeah, me no know.
So,
Me no remember.
I will help Pastor to get started. Emil Smith Rowe, who
Malik Mothersill.
English public TV said Jamaica or England, whomever comes first, I will wear the jersey.
Hold on, Malik Mothersill.
Ben Godfrey, who at age 15 and age 18 wrote to the Jamaica Football Federation. His coaches wrote to the Football Federation, the head of his academy at age 15, saying this player wants to represent Jamaica, and any club or country that don't take him, because he will be a Premier League player in the near future, would be stupid, basically. And up to now, nobody can tell me what happened to Ben Godfrey.
England not take him. England not take him neither.
All who want to play ignorant cataract is doing so for whatever reason, and I am not supporting those reasons. I am not supporting nobody playing the hypocrite. I'm not supporting nobody playing hypocrite. We need to stop the foolishness. These players that we love and we support and we feel so we must run down. We go after them with everything. Yet the ones who declare publicly, I can give you a next one, one young one, Him a play on the outskirts of Barcelona. He was at the Catalona 6-0 drubbing. That little boy. And from there, so him get Omari Hutchins of his signing jersey and say, at Jamaica, I'm going to play for, despite he is eligible to play for 3 different nations.
JT, we live?
Yeah, man, we're live. Of course.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead, CC.
Yeah, so guess with regards to Rico Henry, and Matt Aarons and Kyrie Mitchell and those guys, I think as they should be taking a hard look at themselves, because especially with this squad call up and the fact that they have not been included, if the next option is out there, Jamaica is out there, you have to really sit down, have the conversation, look and decide for yourself which team you're going to represent, because realistically, you would be able to walk into Jamaica team. Rico Henry, Tyreek Mitchell would walk into Jamaica team in the left back position. You understand? So, like, realistically, you guys would walk into the team. For England, you'll probably be 4th, 5th, 6th choice right now, currently. So, I feel like those players, specifically, especially in the right back and left back area, we should continue to pursue those players, and those players should look into themselves and decide for themselves, is it going to be England or is it going to be Jamaica? Because England is not looking at them right now and see England have an interim manager who is even picking younger players, and pick even Morgan Gibbs-White and some of those guys, and you have still not been called up. So I think the decision rests in their camp. On the side of the JFF are not doing what is required for some of these players to come and play. So once the coach, it's going to come down to the coach, right? So the coach reaches out, or them have whichever scouting team they set up, and then decides that he want these set of players. When he goes and says he wants these set of players, then the JFF now should put in the paperwork to get those set of players passport documentation so they are available for selection. So I think that's just the process. I just think every time there's something happening with the national team, there's always some level of drama. Whether it be the election drama, whether it be the current drama with Leon Bailey, all of these things is always drama. And one final thing I want to say before. When it comes down to players coming into the team, rather than to subtract quality, I think we should add quality. Right? Leon Bailey, with the situation, we know what happened with Aldrim, so the coach, the national program, all of them things that we know what happened. But to say Mason Greenwood is going to come into the team and we don't need Leon Bailey, because some persons are saying they don't need Leon Bailey if Mason Greenwood coming in the team. I think that is just something.
But more ask seeing Pastor CC, would you think Splat is ready for a national call-up?
Jay Taylor.
No,
I'm very disappointed you asked me that. No, you asked me the question, but I'm letting you know that I'm disappointed.
Is a yes or no?
You asked me the question, but I'm letting you know. No, hold on. I'm letting you know that I'm disappointed. Splat is way ahead in his development than Whisper or Kahim Dixon.
So you're saying Splat is ready for an international call-up?
I am saying to you, Splat is way ahead.
You know, answer me, Pastor. You know, answer question. You know, Pastor. You know, so you know, answer question.
JT, and that is why I started by saying I am disappointed that someone like you.
No, Pastor, I'm asking you a clear-cut question, and me just look for a clear answer. Do you think Splat is ready for an international call-up for Jamaica? That's simple, yes or no?
As an attorney, client, just answer. The answer is yes.
People, I know Pastor can answer a question, I know the man answer a question.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Definitively yes.
And I think he's a developing player. He's not ready.
I've been instructed by my client to present Exhibit A. One Fabian McCarthy, I think, who was a player who was called up from the JPL for the Dominica game, who was injured in the same central midfield position. Crickets. I'm hearing Peeny Wallace.
All right.
So before you go further,
before you go further, Cataract.
Anyway, that Pastor J, anyway, that I say Tyrese Hall is way ahead of Splat.
Say who?
I am not going to say Tyrese Hall is not way ahead of Splat. Tyrese Hall
doesn't have the passport.
Hold on.
And he has friendly caps.
Cover was in Austria. Cover was the best under 20 player on the park for Jamaica until he got injured.
Cover wasn't injured. Cover played all 3 games in the CSC. In the CSC game, the under 23 with Angling, he played all 3 games. He just got burnt out because he had to do a lot of work because Angling was lumbering around.
Hello. Where is Damian Lowe's credentials as a midfielder when you have these young players? Nobody thought Lembakisa was ready. No, let me not say nobody. There were those of us who believe he was better than those who were there. So, ready or not, you use your best player. And what a revelation. If I am going to be fair, the players don't select themselves.
You know, me realize tonight, Pastor. Me realize tonight, Pastor. You know, me realize tonight. Say, a name you go off, brother. A name you go off. The fact, you and Cataract, the fact that both of you think that Delano Splat is ready for a call up for Jamaica. You just tell me.
Hold on. You know that
thing, brother. Anybody will come from England and think them ready.
Splat was supposed to be playing.
Anybody come from England and say them ready, bro. It's not fair. It's not fair, bro.
Hold on, JT. Do you know that Splat was supposed to be in his the club's senior team, but he got injured And so when he came back from injury, they are allowing him to get built back up. Do you know that he was selected for the senior team for his club?
Because some
Know yourself, how me a madman.
Hold on. This is Blake and Blake.
No man, but give him a talk. Go ahead, Jason. Give him a talk, Keter. Give him a talk.
Address on this topic. Last with full fit and fully fit was ready for national caller. More than the JPL midfield who missed games for his team, although with a debilitating injury, and was not able to trade.
But big deal length. I mean, I say big dealing. Me say Reed ready. Me never say Reed ready neither, bro. Joseph, I say me a madman. Me a JT. You are total football dunks. Okay, you're a football intellect, Joseph. For my opinion, I think Delano Splat is not ready. And Joseph, you can't tell me nothing from none of the PL2 games them last season when I watch with Delano Splat. Me bet say you not watch none of them games there, brother. So yeah, say me a dunks, I talk football. When I say Delano Splat is a developmental player, he is not ready. It no matter one come char iron. Why I'm not in the Fulham team? Why I'm not in the Fulham first team that he's so ready for you guys? He's so ready.
The PL2 game that he played against Chelsea. The PL2 game that he played against Chelsea.
Pastor, you're talking about one PL2 game. Can you give me anything else from any game you saw with Delano Splat last season?
Who said none of the PL2 games? None of the games.
Yeah, none of the PL2 games show me that he's ready for the international game.
I'm going to ask you. I'm asking you. Having that, do you realize that in the game that he played against Chelsea with Whisper on the field, his player rating was higher than the
because Pastor, you know what? Pastor, you know what?
Hold on.
Because that's the only game you watched. Pastor, that's the only game you watched. That's the only game you watched last season. You can't tell me no other stats from no other game for Fulham last season. That's the only game you watched.
JT, I'm going to tell you this. I watched games in PL2, not the full games because of how my schedule was.
Which game you saw Splat in last season outside of the Chelsea game?
Hello.
Which game you saw Splat in? No, Pastor, because I know you're a liar. I'm a savior from being a pastor and not tell a lie right now. You wasn't watching the PL2 games with Fulham last season.
Jetty, you're missing everything because you're talking when I'm talking. I did not watch any PL2 game in its entirety. None. And that is what I was saying while you're talking, so you're not hearing what I'm saying. I did not watch any.
Which other game you watched with Splat last season? Which one?
I watched at least 3 games with Splat and 3 games with Whisper. 4 games with Whisper. I watched the one that he played with the 18-year-old team, and I watched the ones that he played with.
The man never said me a madman like me when I watch football. Like,
so I watch games. Watch the highlights of the game.
Delano Splat. The people must say me a madman. Come here, say Delano Splat not ready.
No partner.
Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying.
No partner. Let me proceed to
Splat, hold on. Along with that, Splat was only playing PL2 last season because of the injury he sustained, and they wanted to build him back up before they called it because he was called for the first team.
So
got the injury and was sent to
no partner.
Yes or no?
Let me give an even more
national team
sounded.
Here, we're talking about Jamaica national team. We're not talking about England team.
So, but I
brother, I'm not saying me a madman. She said Delano Splat already.
You interrupted on a debate between Taylor and Blake. And we will yield and give you right after we have rubbed out Taylor. But you can't interrupt this rubbing out.
Me out.
Taylor, I am still saying to you, you said that Delano Splat is a developmental player, a
Yes.
developmental prospect.
Mm.
But then you proceeded to wax on lyrically about Adrian Reed Jr.
Me waxing
What?
on about
Yes, you just
Adrian
called him
Dream.
name.
Adrian Reed
You
Jr.
just
Me,
called him name, and
dude,
I
I was
remember when
reading
he
a
came up,
comment.
you were like, "Yes, this player's ready.
Cataract,
He's
cataract,
ready.
cataract.
He's ready."
Cataract. You're moving slow, bro. I was reading a comment. It was a comment from a commenter saying JT, Reed made the team. I didn't think that Reed was ready. Like, me never agree with that neither. That I was saying, bro. When I
Okay,
said me, said
I
that.
withdraw. Well. What he's saying is that Delano Splat could have gotten the developmental spot that was given to Reed. That's what we're saying because we ended up taking a player who was injured. I will yield as
Let's
Blake
bring
and
in
Blake has
JS
one
after JS,
argument.
then you bring in Mr. United. Go ahead, JS.
I guess I know. Must say one thing, right? Cause me a listen from Evelyn. And guess what now? You have some Jamaican very extremists. But then they come on to dance for player. Them extremists until if a player make England side, them still away from the player. And me can't understand them type of thinking there. You get me? Trust me, can't understand. Me don't know. All right. So you see some of the people what they say they don't want Leon Bailey. Them people there have respect and strong belief in a right. You get me? No matter what player good, we not run back at them. Some Jamaican people no run back a player. Them could be the best player in the world. You get me? And you have some people in Jamaica, no matter how long one player take to come, or if one player no want come, then come on the program with day come talk about player who are not interested to play for Jamaica. We don't like
I certainly remember your voice from when I was speaking about Mason Greenwood. The player, the player interested in Jamaica. And rate it. See it come to fruition because we do not know the Poland. We do not know the future.
What my name
Hold on. We do not know way back when this thing came out with I'm talking about more than a year ago.
Talk right, brother. In a full person you talk to. So talk right.
No, hold on. I'm have to talk right. When the issue came up, when Mason Greenwood first came about coming into the squad, right? You are one of the man that said, boy, we can't run no man. Because you've been consistent. You not change your talk. You don't change your talk.
I first, you hear me use this word, so you can't run down no player. And I told me,
Are the first to use the word? Are the first to use it?
Evelyn,
right.
yes. It's the first to use this word.
All that. Me, I will take it time and go back to somewhere where I think that I remember where this was around on Reggae Boyz commentary.
No, he wasn't around then. He wasn't around then.
Hold on, man. Hold on now. Brother, Reggae Boyz commentary come after here.
No.
Reggae Boyz commentary still a go on because even when Simon did take back over the channel, I used to use the participate. So
I was saying that Jason wasn't around then.
Me never type in for Reggae Boy commentary. I never call in for Reggae Boy commentary.
Okay, all right. Well, forgive me, sir. So forgive me.
Let me bring in Mr. United. Mr. United, go ahead. Give me your thing.
I'm confused about it, but I want to say something because he's addressing me. Until a player is ineligible to represent Jamaica, if that player is a supreme generational elite talent, I am going to always speak about him or her. Afterwards, I stop talking about the player. And to the other person, hold on, man, finish. And to the comment that said, boy, any player, and that's whether it's you or CC or whoever, any player who come from England, them good or whatever. Let me go on record by saying this. When it comes to right back, I've commented on this new youth to have a little sense. Premier 77, right? I only asked about Dead Spence. And I said, Dead Spence could have played at the Premier League for Tottenham a little more. He's bad for Tottenham, he was bad for Leeds, and he's bad for Jamaica. I don't think Omar Richards is a left back of international caliber. I don't.
Brother,
I have
up
my
to TD,
concerns
up
about
to
Ethan
TD,
Laird.
Guys,
It is not
listen, me know we stretch
single
out.
player.
you still a
It
call
is
grant
not
name,
every
no
single player
Cataract.
that I believe is good. But go ahead.
Me,
You
me,
still a
But
call grant
Cataract,
name,
yeah,
no.
Jason,
Cataract,
let me say
I didn't
United.
come on here to address you, but because you said something, I just got to say. You said those players, right? Are there English-based players that you said that have not caliber to play for Jamaica? Are they based in England?
They're born in England. I said Jed Spence, who plays in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur.
But
I
Cataract,
do hold on. Let me finish so that everybody can see here again and you can hear. Is not an international caliber player. I think he's a bad right back. I thought he was bad when he was at Middlesbrough.
correct.
Isaiah Jones, who it turns out is Guyanese and not Jamaican, as I thought, right? Kept him out of the squad, and it made Middlesbrough sell him to Tottenham. He had 2 good games against Arsenal in the FA Cup, right?
Remember
Ben Johnson, formerly of West Ham, now of Bournemouth, I think, or Ipswich. I don't think Ben Johnson is a born in England, plays in England in the Premier League. I don't believe Ben Johnson is an international caliber right back.
Let me ask you this, right? But how do you justify, which I hear with my 2 years saying, all right, for the record, Cataract, I just want you to answer my question. I'm not here to debate with you. I'm here to ask. I'm here to address 2 points. But because you said something, I'm gonna address you, then you address it, then I move on to my other 2 questions. I hear you saying Malachi Douglas is a top prospect for Jamaica. How you justify Malachi Douglas being a prospect and not those players, which I think are probably 10 times better than Malachi
They're in
Douglas?
the Premier League, right?
You ready for the answer, sir?
Yes.
Mute your mic, buckle your seatbelts, and enjoy the ride. Malachi Douglas, in my opinion, up to a year ago, was a prospect to matriculate from the under 20 to the fringe of the senior team in the CDM central midfield position for which we were lacking. His development has stalled because I believe he went back into schoolboy football rather than going into full-time semi-professional in the JPL. And therefore, I think he has regressed, much like McGree, from the prospect that he was. But Malachi Douglas certainly was playing better than Adrian Reed a year ago.
I just asked you to tell me where you used to come by that. I hear you. And you must admit that
he passes the ball well. He reads the game well. He gives his defensive contribution and he chips in with his fair share of goals.
Let me say
He, however, in the last times that I've seen him, appeared to have gotten a little chubby, and little chubby, not fat, and not at the supreme fitness that I would like to see a footballer who was aiming to go up. Hey, let me finish. You ask a question, hear the answer, man. Don't ask if you can't handle the whole truth. And you will have to allow me because you asked for the whole truth. I don't think he dealt with his fitness in a way that kept himself at the top level to be at least a semi-professional. He went back into schoolboy football.
All right, then you said that 2 times now. But Cataract, what me I say is this, right? How can a man that never even starred in the JPL, right, come off of the bench in our JPL team, right, be a prospect for Jamaica? All right, Cataract, I'm going to move on, and when we end up here, address that. All right, on the topic of the Delano splat, Jamaica should be thinking about going forward. How can we see a youth in a PL2 as a prospect for Jamaica with the players available? That is not making any sense to me, right? And the topic I want to address, because I'm going to talk on it. What I noticed is that some people, like the guy named Jason and this one, right? Him said Jamaica should pick a squad with at least 5 native Jamaican in it. With native mean man we play in a Jamaica, right? So him no believing that the 23 best player. Him say we can share. So we have 18 from England and 5 from Jamaica. So what they do now to justify the argument, so Cataract, me and you is on this side of the fence. They create this thing against us and we against them. Like, we don't want any local because they want a certain amount of local in the squad. Brother, that kind of talk should be abandoned. If you feel like you want the local in the squad, feel so. But don't create nothing like we don't want
But beside United, what parameter would you use to draft local players into the team?
Let me tell you, and I will say this and I say it with no apology. I am not gonna create anything for local players. I want the 23 best players, even the one who live on a Jason backyard and the one who live at Mars. I don't care where they are from.
Yeah,
but what if they don't keep no play? If they don't keep no match of Jamaica, then keep all of them overseas.
But I am JT. I say my point, and I'm not gonna debate with Jason.
So hold on. It's not. Hold on. What the man is saying is that and let me tell you where I draw the line, JT. If you're good enough to represent my national team, there's a 99% chance that you should be playing professional football somewhere in this world in a professional league. International football at this highest level qualifying for World Cup is meant for professional players, not amateur players or schoolboys.
So isn't Delano Splat an amateur player?
Delano Splat has a professional contract. Stop talking madness, man. Delano contract has been a professional.
But I also see the
and you clearly don't listen.
The contract is one thing. I see the
first team squad.
The PL2 is not a professional league, bro.
Jesus Christ Almighty! The PL2 has professional players. So hold on. Yes, the PL2 is a professional league. Because everything
true, me have one room per my house where me living. That doesn't mean the house finished, brother. What you try to tell me, say?
But JT, remember Cataract say you to play college and play 2 games from Chableton Maroon. They're on the bench at Chableton Maroon. Is a prospect for all the midfielder for Jamaica.
Not only that, I am run out and say Tyreek Jimenez should be the starting right back for Jamaica when he was at Jamaica
College. You are telling lies. You are telling lies.
That pan a show, bro. Cataract say that pan a show on coach's death.
You are telling lies. I said, and I retain and I said, Tyreek Jimenez stood out to me during the whole under 20 on the fuzzy. Right? I said that. And as a player in a position in which we were having problems, they took the young man out of the under 20 camp, flew him to Catalonia for De La Fea, whoever, to put him size 13 or 15 boot right through him ankle and mash up the youth.
I think Jamaica side, nothing name Jamaica Reggae Boys again. Change the name to English second tier or something. But no name on Jamaica and Reggae Boy.
Why?
Because guess what now? Reggae Boys is the reggae at the heart of the country. Jamaica at Jamaica. Right. England and England. If you have 23 players, if you have 23 players, that is not Jamaica side.
Alright. So what makes it Jamaica side?
Because Jamaica, he come from Jamaica, and if nobody from Jamaica, there's one have no right to
play
for it. It can't be a Jamaica side again.
Alright. Me know why you say it in a one nice. Explain to the people what you thoroughly mean by what you're saying. That's from we're not so educated like you,
No, you educated up than me, double.
Alright, we not just explain to the people what you literally mean when you say that. Like them are hearing, but them not understand.
I guess there can't be a Jamaica side without Jamaica player inside of it.
Yeah, but you are England. So the youth them are England. You can't play for Jamaica if you have a Jamaican passport, and you can't play for. You can't get a Jamaican passport if you're not Jamaican. So make it clear where you are, so the people understand you.
I wear them neighboring plant. I wish part them birthday.
Me not understand that. Say it clear, make the people understand what you're saying.
The people in Florida, they say, you don't have to work in Florida. To come back to Jamaica, come sell bad juice. Because you're there in people in the country, you know more than America. So you don't forget no work. You don't forget no work.
We never
You
sell
don't
bad
forget
juice,
no
and
work.
we'll never.
Man, talk, make the
Come
people
back here, so. Come back here, so.
I
Come
told you
back
me
here,
raised
so.
in
That's some
Jamaica.
facts, really.
I
You don't
told you
forget
me
no
raised in
work, man.
Jamaica.
Come back to Jamaica.
That's 16.
So you're there people in foreign country and take up
Cataract,
take
give
up
them, Cataract, let go the gate, Cataract.
You see, like how JFF gig album scene of paying himself. I kill no want him to himself today. No. So go and make the people understand where you clearly are, say, brother. I'm not talking a parable because you're a big man.
Double, when I'm talking a parable.
Go
You
on,
get me?
make the
You leave Jamaica,
Let him finish
around
now, to
30
make him
years
finish this.
ago. So you know what you fight for.
No, man, no one hear your
You
opinion
get
from
me?
who in a Jamaica squad.
Double, you the fight for America and England, me a fight for Jamaica.
By doing what? By wanting what?
By trying to stifle Jamaica play them
No,
from
not about that about who me a fight.
You
Talk
want
about who me
Jamaica
want.
play them to enter to the Nigger Eye, and you want the overseas base play them to enter to a tunnel.
So tell me this, where you want to? Where you want?
Yes, in the engine.
So, but me tell you what I want already, brother.
I know
If
me,
you have
remember
18,
talk to the people,
if you
them
have
talk to the people.
Jason, are you a Jamaican?
Definitely.
How do I know that you're a Jamaican?
Because me talk like Jamaican and I walk like Jamaican.
Aye. Hold on. Be careful now. Be careful. Hold on. Jason.
I mean, I will stand for
I don't. Jason, I never asked you a trick question. Don't turn it into a laughing clown show. I said, I asked you, are you a Jamaican? You said yes. I said,
Yeah.
how do I know what it is that you have to say you are a Jamaican?
Me talking, me straight talking.
The injection, the boss. The injection. The injection.
Man, say what this company, man.
The injection, man. When you get to the
CC.
Pastor.
I know 4 persons who were born at Jubilee and they don't have they don't have no mark on their hands.
They don't have a vaccine.
No.
Pastor.
Vaccine.
No, you know what? No, let me tell you why they don't have it. Because they got their vaccine of a different nature than the one where we get.
Our pastor, I'm going to go back to the football. You see when me tell you what them do? You see what them want, them feel like certain man in the squad card and live at Jamaica. Them create this thing like we against the youth.
Oh no man. We don't create nothing, brother.
Oh, yeah, one of them too?
Well, there's no creation. There's no creation. Let me tell you why.
You know what? You're smart. Let me hear your case.
I've heard people said that there are keepers better than Blake that should be started over Andre Blake in the team, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
who is that keeper?
No, but I can't. I tell you, say, one of the keeper me here, the keeper must play for Dulwich and Hamlet. What name? Dylan Barnes. He play with Dulwich and Hamlet. Another keeper I heard.
Nonsense you talk about. Nonsense you talk about. Nonsense. CC. Fucking nonsense you talk about. Nobody said that man should be starting over. They talk about who should be starting over Blake.
Maybe the brother when him Adai. Corey Adai. Cataract, calm down.
Nobody said Corey should start ahead of Liam, ahead of Blake. The time when Robert Sanchez of Chelsea was available.
No, I heard people. people. No, Cataract, I heard people
so
say.
CC, what you don't know, right? Hold on, CC, let me just get you. You create something. Hold on, CC, you're gonna make it clear. Hold on, CC, let me tell you.
Hold on, man.
No, man, let me just say one thing. Run down this one. CC, you say one thing to justify where you really want to say. You're not having to say that. Just tell me where you really want to say.
I know what I really want to say. What I'm saying to you is that because Blake is born in Jamaica, people are finding the reasons for Blake to not be in the team. That is what I'm saying.
Okay. Absolute nonsense. Nobody.
Rock, you cannot say you said it because you were not always where CC is, and you don't know what CC is listening to. He hear people. Don't tell him he has never heard anybody say it.
I apologize. In the part of Bellevue, in the part of the Bellevue Hospital, they may have been chatter about Andre Blake being replaced by Corey Ada as the starting keeper. Down in the Bellevue. And round about 21, there may have been a patient or two who was walking around just repeating that. But with sane people, nobody never said.
Cataract do not
Pastor,
say
Pastor,
nobody
give me,
said it.
yeah,
No
yeah,
cataract.
yes, and
Don't.
I like
Don't
how you
say
clear that. I like how you clear. 1 second, Cataract.
Cataract.
Guys,
Cataract.
how are we
Cataract.
doing this?
I have spoken to madmen
Let me take this off.
without knowing that.
So yeah, people, me just have to mute them for a bit because them now listen. Like them just go up on them own thing, like them have them own show. Like me not understand this. Like me I talk to him and them not ever hear me. So when them stop talk, we bring them in. I know man them in New York City never go Jamaica before. And you think them born a yard? Let me see if they're there. If they're not listening again, me just go take some different calls.
Yes.
Guys, in past,
Where are giving cease?
I'm gonna call Brian. Make them just go and talk, bro, because them not even listen to me. Like them not care. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Come have to jump off of that. Make them just go, because them not even listen to me. Like them on them own thing. Like go ahead.
Yo, what's up, bro?
No, me say go ahead. Me have to call up on a different call and jump off of that because them not listen. Them on them own thing just going on.
Oh, I'm on the show?
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, good afternoon, bro. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your listeners and everybody. Yeah, so I wanted to chime in on the conversation that was being had, you know. I heard someone made a point
Okay,
about
jump
Andre
back. Let me add you back. Jump back. I'll give them one more chance, people. If them not listen, we have to go cut. If them not listening, yo, guys, yo, Pastor, you guys weren't even live, you know. I was trying to take a call from Brian because you're not listening to me, bro. Everybody just a talk, go on straight and have on own show. It cannot work like that. Like it cannot.
You have to work with the man.
Yeah, me I try to get everybody to talk and people just go on a straight line. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. So yeah, I heard someone made a point about Andre Blake. I wanted to chime in on that and say that from the beginning of me knowing about Jamaica football, I think that's one position that we have never had like overseas based player holding down that position. I mean, in recent times, we'd have had persons born or heritage players would have come into the team and play like Barnes and Adai and those stuff. But for the most part, we have always had a locally born keeper playing for a national team. And based on what I'm seeing, I don't suppose that will change anytime soon. But further to the other points that the men were making, in terms of saying, I think United at a point where it was saying that people were, whenever they want to justify their own point, they try to say people don't want local players or people want too much overseas players. I think that point is correct. But CC, I've heard you for a while now making this case. While you may have a point to an extent, I don't believe, like I've always held the view that I don't believe that the national team is the one that should be used to develop players or to market players, etc. I don't believe that. Regarding Cataract's point about the PL2.
And add Delano's plot in your discussion when you're in your point.
Yeah, man, I'm going to that now. I'm gonna pause. I don't believe no player to split in the PL2 should be a part of any real consideration to say, hey, they can be the answer to our thing, because I mean the PL2 is for players who are registered to Premier League clubs who are either injured, not good enough to be paid in the Premier League team, or the club is looking to ship them out. Essential, that's it. And I've been hearing about the Lana spot since the under 20. That was with Fuzzy. That's like 2 or 3 years ago. And since that time, I cannot recall or I cannot remember hearing or seeing where he has made first team appearances for Fulham or consistent for Fulham or able to go out on loan. I mean, I know you have players who are in Premier League squads who they don't get a lot of playing time. And for the development, they go out on loan and they play in some championship or even League One or maybe other Premier League teams who were just promoted. And I'm not seeing that for the Lana Splat. So I don't know. Maybe that's an indication that he's probably not as special as we think.
It's because he come from England.
Brian?
Yeah, 954. Me and I go down the road in, brother. You can't talk to them about that, but me don't want to talk about that.
You hear me, Brian?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Delano Splat was selected for Fulham first team, but sustained an injury. After recovering from the injury, he was sent to PL2 to build back up himself.
So
and that you can check.
And he played the entire season. He played the entire season in the PL2.
Hold on, Pastor. Let me just stop this now. So from him when did he get this injury? When? Last season?
Yeah, he was injured for the first part of last season.
That's a lie. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie, bro.
No, man. Hold on, JT. Let me agree with you, Pastor. From Delano Splat come to play the under 20. And for whatever reason, he never make the team. Me here saying he's this gem of a player. And from them time until now, he play PL2, you know. And tell me he ain't play 2 games.
He was in the PL2.
Pastor, 3 years ago. Pastor, 3 years ago.
No. It's not 3 years ago he was called to the first team. It's not 3 years ago.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying when he came to play for the under 20, we were told by many people that he's that gem. Yes. And since that time till now, he can't play the first team football.
I am saying to you, hold on, and I am saying to you that he was called to the first team but sustained injury. After recovering from his injury, he was sent to PL2 to build back up himself.
Where he played the entire season and they still hasn't decided to use him in the preseason.
Brian, call my name is something. So let me say, Brian.
Yeah.
I have never said that the PL2 is a stomping ground or an indicator for players to come to my senior national team. So please correct that. Hold on, man. Notice when you talk me, mute my mic and say nothing. I was saying to Jay, let me finish up. I was saying to Jay Taylor that players in the PL2 are professional players because they sign professional contracts. That is what defines a professional. Let me finish the man. You can hold on mute and I'm going to mute my mic and I can say everything you want to say. So please retract the statement that Cataract was saying that PL2 players must come in.
He didn't, and Brian didn't say that.
I believe
he didn't say that.
National team. I believe the senior national team.
Cataract, I never said that. So why should I retract that? I never said that.
Well, if you never said that is the understanding I got. So I want to clarify that I believe my senior national team, 23-man squad, should be reserved for players who are playing at the highest levels in the countries where they are. It should be, unless in exceptional circumstances, for players who are starting consistently for their club and are match fit and match ready to represent the Reggae Boys. I do not believe that the team should comprise at its best of bit part players. I believe if the coach sees a player that the coach at him club, him and the coach have a problem and the player is being benched or the player just don't fit that system but would fit our system. But as an overarching rule, we are starting at the MLS, starting in the Russian Premier League, starting at the French League, starting at the Championship, starting at the EPL, starting at Spain. They should be in my team. It has, however, I have noted in the past, and this is my last point, and I would ask CC to justify how players who can't even start in their JPL team are seen parading in the black, green, and gold. And quite often, when they do, we get a bollocking.
So cataract. By your account, that means we should have no champion.
I first started to Brian, and then CC. But go ahead.
Yes, so cataract. By your okay. So first, what you're saying, I said I didn't say that. I was just addressing the Delano split point. But maybe I would have. I guess I said everything in one to come across that way. Two. Secondly, by your own accord a while ago, that means we should not have any League One and League Two players in the team, then, right? Based on your description
I said, and I know where you are going to go, so I don't hope you fall into the trap, because Anthony Grant was in League One playing for Swindon. So let me tell you what I said. Except in exceptional circumstances. I prefix it by that. Right? Because there may be a player like a Jamie Vardy or a Ivan Toney or a Ethan Pinnock that a coach sees in League 2 or League 1 and says, yo, them your man, a year or two going to be in the Premier League and on the fringe of England. So let me bring that player in now. So I'm leaving the leeway there.
Okay.
So I don't have absolutes. Just like maybe John Lade said, I don't believe in absolute cutoff, absolute things. The coach must have the latitude to use his experience and his knowledge.
Right,
but as a rule of thumb, it can't be 23 man who are sitting down and rub the bench.
Right? So if we are weak, that's a left back, right? And we only have one left back from America, right? Or one left back from England. And we have a good left back at the JPL. I can't see no reason why we shouldn't call him. So I don't think the league that a player playing should determine if he can play for Jamaica. I think if no matter how low the league is, if the player in that position, we should call any player, any league.
So double. If I'm hearing you correctly, if I'm hearing just to clarify, if I'm hearing you correctly, we have limitation. But this JPL player, this JPL player is the best right back in the JPL.
Yes.
And we do not have any available player better than him at right back. There's no reason for him not to be called. That's what you're saying? And I am in 100% agreement.
And I stand with that.
All right. So now I'm going to say this, right? And I like Secretary bring the point around here. But let me tell you, I am not advocating for every JPL player to play on the team. I'm not advocating for the team, for Jamaica national team to develop players. I've never advocated that. But you see the point, because I realize that people want paint narrative from people and just make it stick and run around with it. So let me put it like this. When you say that the player should be playing in the best league in whichever country is, I feel as if that except certain countries, maybe, but it's not stated. So except, say for example, except Panama, except
you're not give man no chance to talk, bro. You're not give man no chance to talk.
I said there may be exceptions. I said there may be exceptions.
All right, let me just wrap up that thing with you and CC real quick. CC, let me tell you this, right? If you wish your country well, you would want the player from your country to play at the best league in the world. They will get better.
Right, so listen to me.
Let me, sir?
No, but you come and say.
Yeah, but then Cataract now make him finish, Mr. United. Make him finish and then we head to Mr. United.
Mr. United, them tell us, man, them on a narrative thing, man.
Me not hear that, but you
go ahead with the narrative.
So this is what I'm saying, right? Any well-wish thinking Jamaica gonna love them footballer. Even the youth them well in the JPL, them don't want them leave the JPL and go play for Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City, if it possible, because the better club them play for out in the world, and the better them can play for Jamaica. So when Cataract say want him play them play at the best club, Cataract not wrong. And if me say,
all right.
Well, let me finish and then you go. If me say we best left back in the JPL and play, me not wrong either, me think.
All right. So put it in a perspective.
But CC, before I'm gonna CC, you know, say me gonna make you go. Me have to stick up Mr. United on that point and Pastor about the best left back in Jamaica played. Let's say the left back in Jamaica that's playing and is playing well is on the same level of a player in a championship team that's getting relegated. What we are saying is some people do not want to have that discussion. They are saying once that player their championship, him better automatically than every player at Jamaica. That I'm not gonna sign up for that.
And that I
So,
can.
so Jay Taylor, let me ask you this. If a club is in the championship facing
You see,
relegation,
Cataract, like when Mr.
Hold
United
on,
said, just
hold
say
on,
what you
hold
want,
on,
say, man.
hold
Say
on.
what you want, say, brother.
hold on. A
Just
club
go
is in the
straight, bro.
championship facing relegation, right? And there's a Jamaican international there, heritage player, and you're telling me the January transfer window comes up, and there is this phenomenal left back who is also in Jamaica. You are telling me, having spent time to watch their player, because one thing the clubs do is when the players go on international duty, they have scouts watching the game. Seeing this player who is phenomenally better than their Jamaican player that they have, they are not going to sign that man up right away, and they can get him for £100,000. What you're saying doesn't
It doesn't work
exist.
like that,
It's
though.
like
It
this
doesn't work
made
like
up.
that.
It's
It
like
doesn't
this
work like
made
that,
up.
Cataract. It
Hold
doesn't
on,
work
hold
like
on,
that.
hold on. Let me finish. It's like this made up fantasy
No,
question.
it doesn't
So let
work
me
like
tell
that.
you, there was this youth at right back. It was our left back, Ricardo, whatever, something, who was from Waterhouse, who wasn't even the best
Ricardo
left back
Thomas.
in
Ricardo
Jamaica.
Thomas.
But Cataract, that's a different story, Cataract. That's a different
No, but I'm just saying to them. So this thing that you,
But Cataract,
if
I know
you
you not say
exist
what
in
you're
the
saying,
world, if
brother.
you
I know
exist
you
in
not
the
say what
world
you're
and
saying,
you are
Cataract.
better than Premier League players,
I know you not
believe
say what you're
you,
saying,
all
a
Cataract.
scout is going to find you.
all the man
Yo,
is saying
JT,
it, right?
yo, JT, yo, JT, yo, JT. For the record, when Ricardo Thomas was selected for the national team, he was the best left back in Jamaica in the Premier League. So I don't know what Cataract is saying. But
All right.
yeah, that's it.
So
Oh, well,
Jay,
All right.
that
let
speak
me
volumes about the Premier League then.
why,
All right.
why
On that note, was he the best left back available to Jamaica? And I'm talking with among players that have documents.
Yeah, but
Because
Pastor, I think some of those games
I
that
agreed.
Pastor, I think some of those games that he played, were like some games that were played outside of
FIFA Windows.
for window thing. So I don't know what Cataract can make it look like.
Brian,
No,
I
the
agreed
MLS
with
was
Double.
not started. Hold on, the MLS had not started, and they were players like John. No, hold on. When we played against Cameroon, Brian, when we played against Cameroon, which is one of the games that he played, right? That was in a window when the MLS. Hold on, man. There was a game that he played when the MLS was not started, and there were left backs in the MLS. So don't come with that.
Most of the MLS players were not available for that game, brother. And I'm going to tell you why. One of the MLS players who went to play that game was Justin McMaster. He scored in that game. You know where he is now? He's out of the contract. His club released him. So, and that was one of the reasons why he was allowed to go. Because he wasn't in any real contention, brother. So no matter, it don't make it look like said we put Amari Bell on the bench and play Ricardo Thomas.
But you're telling me that is not the brother. I'm telling you that I know the Jamali Wade. Hold on. Since you want to go there, wasn't Jamali Wade the goalkeeper in that game?
Jamali Wade is not or has never been an MLS goalkeeper, brother.
No. He's a USL. Wasn't he the goalkeeper in that game, the US season?
Yeah.
Was not.
The USL and MLS don't start at the same time, brother.
Cataract, no keep up with the Cataract, and you can't give information on the USL because you know watch the league, brother.
But let me say this, right? Let me say this, Cataract. Right, while in most cases, best player play in a bigger league, but there are you cannot say the best player them always in the bigger league.
Thank you,
right?
brother. Thank you. You cannot say that, brother. Cataract, you cannot say that.
I would be an idiot to say that. Because Andre Blake is a exceptional goalkeeper, but he's in the MLS. I easily think that Andre Blake could be a championship goalkeeper.
All I'm saying, no,
or in the Scottish Premier League.
You love run back to the goalkeeper. We are talking about on the field.
No, and all right, on the field then, right? I'm saying this to you. Do you know that? So you're saying to me, hold on, you might find an outlier. Hold on, man. You might find an outlier. But if you are going to tell me that you believe that you are regularly going to find semi-professional players who are better at their craft and better able to impact the team over 90 minutes than players who are in professional leagues. That's the difference, you know.
What you want to do? Cataract.
If you are playing,
Good evening, gentlemen.
You're not going to get today with your mind game. You know. Look at that right here.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Right?
hold on, man. War, shut a fire. No.
You go too far. So this is what we are saying.
Go too far.
Hold on, no? We are saying this. If the best left back available play at the JP Olympic game, what you are doing, you create a different scenario to justify what you attack. And
I just said to you that if the best left back that we have available.
No, I know. So you try say it, Cataract. Maybe bring in the caller here, and then me make Cataract and Mr. United go again. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening, JT.
Go ahead, caller. Mr.
Some girl I was going to just join the program, you know. Me, I don't know one bird that I couldn't.
Mr. Steele, go ahead. Mr. Steele, go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
It's a pleasure to call in, JT. It's the first time calling in, but I'm always listening. I'm in the Reggae Nation group.
All right.
You know, I don't understand what Jamaican fans want, you know, because I don't know if them still want to get 5 love and 6 love from Mexico and US every time they play them, or they want to start to have a winning culture. I don't think that we have embedded a winning culture in football in Jamaica, and our level of thinking in Jamaican football is so below par. Why I say that? When I went to America, I went to a place called Arizona, and I used to play with Mexicans in football. And I thought that I was top level. I was good. But when I started to play with those Mexicans, it was a different type of football that
your problem.
Yes, make him finish. Yes, make him man finish now. Make him finish, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm not disrespecting nobody, you know. I understand every side because I understand the Jamaican side of how we want our ballers them in the JPL to be in the side. And we understand the other side how we want some of the better players them were over England to be in the side. And I'm all for every part of that, you know. But we the fans, we come to a division and certain things, and we are not looking at the levels. You understand me? Because as a Jamaican, sometimes we feel like say, we always better. I remember when me used to play basketball, me check them did good, but I couldn't even get one rebound against them American boys. And it's not that I wasn't good when I play high school.
But Carl, I look like come like every dream when you go America. Carl, I look like every dream when you go America with, then crush your dream.
No, but no, my boss. And I really said that. I'm just trying to explain that you have levels to certain things.
Let me say something to you, Carla.
All right, hold on.
Carla, let me say something to you.
You get back this going on in a JT.
Yeah, but you ever said something to me, I'm not finished yet.
Yeah, make
it
finish.
If we're going to feel
so just give me 5 minutes and then you can say something to me.
Brother, 5 minutes long till you can wrap it up in a 2. 5 minutes long.
Let me say something to making talk.
Oh, you can't give me
5 minutes of regular time for people. If you have 2 minutes, man, love the man. Let the man make his point, man.
Make your point, Carla.
Mute up the mic, man. Mute up on the mic, man.
Listen to me. I've been listening to a lot of you guys.
The mic open up, I hear the brother.
Me I hear it
I've been
now.
listening to a lot of you guys for a long time.
Hold on, my G. And whoever listen to the program the same time, we get a feedback.
The caller, do that.
So I'm going to turn off the program for the next one. Sorry about that. All right. I've been listening for a long time.
You said that
I follow from Simon days. 7 years ago from Simon starting channel to Coach's desk when Cataract and Cranky start this enthusiasm and JT and Ryan start this thing for, and there was so much, building up for this YouTube, and a lot of you guys started it, and even make me want to. Because the truth is that there was no enthusiasm, and I live in Jamaica, I live in Ontario now.
Okay.
However, there was no enthusiasm to go to watch the Reggae Boys. You understand me? We rather go watch Mount Pleasant or go Harborview, go watch Harborview play than to go watch national team.
You see when you see they go America go play against the Mexican them. You know feet.
The man that cut out the man, top cut the man, Make the man finish the way up say man.
I'm trying to say.
Feet. Every player ball with ball, like I didn't know feet.
Brother, when you come to the game, September the 6th, when you come to the game September the 6th, come to the game September the 6th, come September the 6th, we just halfway line, come right up at the top, Roman KFC did it.
That's all right.
Man, make it sense, brother.
Tell me now, where you eat for breakfast this morning?
No, man.
That's fine.
No, but I with that.
Yeah, where you want to know where man name for breakfast?
No, you are
talking about the man right.
Tell it you don't forget nowhere. You don't know nothing about ball game, you know.
You can't do 20 minutes for the field right now.
Me don't do 20 minutes for the field, but me do 20 minutes for my girl. And that is what is more important. You go and think so. You go and feel so. You go and feel so. What was there 2 years ago?
Never picture with your Elsha by yourself, so don't eat fish father's day. You are lonely cataract your Elsha.
For my life, when we go a foreign and have girl a foreign and she walk across naked, I never know say the channel there. So nobody with that. We never see some girl.
Cataract, mind you, cataract. Mind you use cataract. People, cataract. Mind you use the girl in chuck and run over people and picking, Stop that. Load the picking the argument with them, man, your brother. Load.
I mean, they're going to pick the argument. Don't call them, man, they use some past men's argument for me, but
wait, cataract, you have a youth now. Wait. Cataract, you have a youth now.
And child support, I beat them like a slave, So, I'm not afraid of them.
You are picking the now, cataract. What you say? It was the past.
70-something years old when them get to a youth, While in fire,
you have a youth now, cataract.
You have a whole heap of place to go at that point in time. But back to the ball game.
You go to much country, have no pitney. You go America, you go England. Where girl them easy. I ain't have no you.
You ever go England? You know about England girl yet? You know about England girl yet? Some of them are one girl they married and give no papers and flying up and get never get the next girl a parody yet. We don't know nothing about the girl life. Back to the ball game. I have a question for Brian. Brian, if Ricardo Thomas of Waterhouse, who has had a disastrous performance in every appearance he's had to put forward, I'm saying that there's something seriously wrong with the quality of what is being produced.
Wait just a second. What's the question?
I'm saying.
Yo, what's the question?
The question. If Ricardo Thomas of Waterhouse was the best left back at the time.
You know that you're making.
What?
You know that you're making a statement. Question. What you're asking is a question. You are making a statement and telling me asking a question.
Well, I can't help if you never pay attention in English class. So let me ask you again. I'm saying, Brian Mighty, if Ricardo, the word "if" is a pronoun used when you ask a question. if
Cataract.
Ricardo Thomas was the best left back, what does that say about the quality of player being produced in the league? That's all I'm asking you.
At the time,
Cataract. Hold on.
The question is to Brian
Cataract.
Martin.
Let me say this.
Yes, sir.
Cataract, let me say this, brother. You see when we have a conversation, bro, may I have to please, brother, do not describe me, brother. Don't use the adjective to describe me, bro. Cataract, just allow me to finish.
No. None shall escape the judgment. None shall escape the judgment. After you are the governor general. About give me a talk. You think a court today now, I'm say your honor and your thing.
Cataract. You even have a discussion, or?
No, but I pick the show, Brian, man.
I asked the gentleman a question.
Yes, go ahead, Brian. Cataract,
I'm not answer to my question, but you never know, says a question.
I would like the opportunity to speak, but me want to talk. Me I say, brother, you say we discuss football, just make up talk about ball, don't describe me, brother. You always do it, I may see you do it again. I'm just asking you, bro, don't describe me. Because me can do the same thing what you are do, and then mash up.
Yes, go ahead and do it, but answer the question. Don't major in the minor. Don't major in the minor, because I asked the question from the first time to the last, and you are pretending like I am a numbskull and don't know how to answer a question. Don't know how to ask a question. So don't think because you're doing that pretty speaky spokey way, me no pick up what you do. Me ask the question from the first time, address it respectfully, and then this question is for Brian Martin, and I face my question.
Alright, you always come on the show them, and when you have somebody attack, you this brother, me I say to you, brother, me I tell you again, Cataract, do not describe my brother, because me have some word when me can use to describe you, and you're not going to appreciate it either, brother. You just don't describe my brother. When you talk about ball, brother.
Alright, but Cataract, let me tell you what.
But I ask you about the same question, you come focus on the minute, because you make a statement, you can't defend it.
Alright, Cataract, at the time when that you the play, right, we never have the best squad. It was a local squad, the man in Cameroon. So at the time, brother, him are the best left back we have. So me not see the problem in that.
No, it was not a local squad. It included players from the US.
Brother, Jardine Fletcher, them a Jardine Fletcher, them.
Players from the US and the MLS, so my question still stands.
United, let me talk to you, brother. United, let me talk to you, like police, brother. You see when the team picked to go play against Cameroon, Ricardo Thomas was the best left back in the JPL, brother. If Cataract disagree with me, tell him to go and name me a left back who was better than him. A simple thing, you know, because Cataract know about JPL.
But I'm not disagreeing with you. That means you didn't listen to the question. I said the question is, what does that say about the quality of the JPL at that time? That is the question.
A better left back, and also
the question is not if there's a better left back. The question is not if there's a better left back.
And
the best players, what does that say about the quality of the league? You're not arguing whether he's the best or not.
You look at mind game now.
You are talking about quality of league.
Look here, you want your friend them from your district in Jamaica where you run well left from when? Down America. And come tell me, say, them man, if you walk in a national team. You not pay. You not pay. Watch the match, you know. You want to tell you, know. You now watch no match.
Me get the most scared for that.
If a player in Jamaica is of the level, I am saying, to command a place in the national team, he will, hold on, man, he will be picked up by a team in a professional league and offered a professional contract. The players at the JPL that I go and watch on a Sunday is a semi-pro league that I watch for entertainment.
The best left back in a Jamaica might not be good enough for another league. He was just the best left back at the time.
Not only that, Mr. United, the best left back, let me add to Mr. United point. The best left back in Jamaica might not be equipped for a bigger league, but he's also on the same level of a left back that you're trying to bring in from a mediocre league.
So them something
Yeah, but JT, further to the point, JT, further to the point, when we even if you talk about MLS, bro, we had no MLS left back. We not left back at MLS except Tacti Lawrence, who did say he must retire and stop play, brother.
True.
We not have no left back. So he might talk like the man then put Amar Bell on the bench and put Ricardo Thomas on the field.
No, I am not saying that, Brian. I'm not saying that, my brother. I am saying to you that there was John Bell. Wasn't there John Bell? Wasn't there John Bell? But man, we have to leave the man in that argument. I want bad game,
Cataract is not in the front. Just remember, brother, I want to hear John Bell come about, brother. I want to hear John Bell come about. Who do you know about John Bell?
And John Bell looks slow to me. I'm a big John Bell fan, but the last game I saw in the Copa, the speed look at a higher level than him. The speed.
No, but JP, the next thing is John Bell is playing centre back team club. He's not even playing left back for Seattle Sounders, brother.
Oh, sure.
He's not playing left back for Seattle Sounders.
Why them always do that to a player them?
But brother, he's playing left back. Then play back three and he play the left side of the back three, brother.
Okay. So he's almost.
No, play left back team club.
But you know, I think people don't factor in that if you're born in some country, bro. It is when you're born, you see, people don't factor in the difficulty level for a Jamaican player to get into some of these leagues. All I was trying to make sense that if we have a player that plays in the Belgium league, and that player, we should be looking at that player. If the player plays in the Belgium league, but when it comes down to the conversation, what I'm getting is that if the player don't play in the top 5 leagues,
don't make me take that one, and Brian. More answer.
Top 5 leagues in Europe. CC, that can't make sense in the car. That be the case. We now have no team. We now have no team, CC. Because we don't have 23 players who are playing in the top 5 leagues around the world, brother.
And Brian, that is what I said the other day to the people. I'm saying, we don't have 23 players playing in the top 5 leagues in Europe, in the world. So this argument that some people are positing is not possible right now. Even if we have heritage players.
But equally, it doesn't further your point either, brother.
Are you saying?
No,
so
but what I'm
I hear this argument all the time.
Right,
right?
go ask a question. My answer.
Ask a question, no. Because man in a JPL.
Ask a question.
Well, I know, see. So we want to look at this, you say.
No, Bobo. Ask the question. No. Ask what
I hear this argument one say because man in a JPL, them not get enough highlight, and if them in a one bigger league, them that get better opportunity. You back that argument?
All right, let me tell you something. Right? You ask me if yes, because man at JPL him not get enough highlight, and if he was in a bigger league, he would have probably get more highlight.
Oh, you know where the man ask man, I repeat back when ask you, if he ask him if that team ask
if you support the argument.
Yeah, just answer it now.
I think a player in a bigger league gets more highlight than a player in a lesser league.
All right. So you want me tell you your argument don't make no sense, right? You ever notice all of the best players at the JPL always?
Which argument that I have don't make sense? What is
the argument coming here with them say, oh, bet you if a England in the bond without him that better. And if America in the day would have play, yes, sir, brother. Cream always drive to
No. Double up. So football. MCC, give me just like a little piece right now. You see, football development, I remember, there's a lot of people on YouTube and in the Jamaican diaspora. These are some of their concerns. There are certain things that aid your development as a football player.
No, me not talk about development, Me talk about talent. Me feel like if the talent they are Jamaica and the talent they are America.
No, but Bob, you know that too. If you have a person can give you a full Gucci suit at Jamaica, and you know see a Gucci and your way go ground.
No, all right, JT, you probably talk about something different. When me I say, I may see it with my own eyes, like see.
No, I'm saying to you, Mr. United, like you talk about talent. So what I'm trying to say is the talent in Jamaica, you might not see the talent at its best based on the lack of things that you need to get the talent to that level. That's the point. Maybe
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm addressing, JT. What they are saying is that. All right, so for example, there are 2 guys that play for the under 14, where some people have said them up there with the best under 14 in the world, and the only reason why them not play Liverpool, and Manchester United under 14 are through them born at Jamaica.
I mean, I agree.
Jesus Christ.
I agree, man. I agree. What makes the other 14-year-olds better than them is because of facility, more reps, and being trained in a professional environment.
All right, JT, whatever makes you better, JT, you are just better.
No. It doesn't work like that, though.
And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Let me ask you a question, right? Say me I do track, and me live in a Jamaica where the sun hot, and because the sun hot, it makes me faster than you, right? Where you live in a one cold country. Don't the fact still remain that I'm faster?
No, but it's not like that.
No, me ask you, the fact does
no,
the fact
I can't answer something that is not like you have to look for the question.
Okay,
that
let me say
asked
to you again.
That
Like me
question
in
is
Jamaica.
foolish.
No, listen, Jamaica. I mean, have an advantage in a track, and it make me faster than the man who live in India. Don't the fact still remain that I'm faster?
All right, so let me put it to you like this.
Yeah, you know how to answer me.
No, because brother, some people have slow twitch muscles, some people have fast twitch muscles.
Yeah.
If the person in India has slow twitch muscles, he will not be faster than you or fast.
Yeah, then me ask you the fact FACT. Does the fact remain that I'm faster?
The fact remain that you're faster because of your muscles.
Whatever the reason is, the fact remain that I'm faster.
No, all right. So let me put it in the football terms.
Okay, so let me say this and then you address it.
Right,
so because if you develop a Liverpool and one develop a Arnett, even though Liverpool have all of the whatever to do it, the fact still remain in better. The environment make him better, can anything, but the fact still remain in better. That's all I'm point out.
All right. Raheem Sterling left Jamaica when he was 7. They always say this enough, and people can quote me anymore. Recycling. Raheem Sterling left at 7 years old, right? The other gentleman did play for Liverpool. When John Barnes left at 12 years old.
Yes.
Leon Bailey went into Europe, I think, when he was 14, 15. No, I can't correct me if I'm wrong. Raheem Sterling, Premier League legend. John Barnes, Premier League legend. Leon Bailey on his way to probably being a Premier League legend, playing at the highest level, going to play in the Champions League. You know what the difference is? These players were exposed at a younger age to better facilities, better training equipment, better
food
better
regimen,
coaching,
health.
all of those things.
Yep.
You know what the same thing that they have with the player born at Jamaica? It one of them born at Jamaica. Them 3 players, they were.
And that's an amazing point, bro.
Back in the days when we never have technology and access to information, Ricardo Fuller went to go and play in England. He could be considered a legend at his club. And he left when he was like 20 and 21.
Me like how you touch that, right? Ricardo Fuller left at, I think, at 19, 20, around there. So. As I think first time he have a back injury and he come back. But me like how you touch that to Brian. All right, so with the Ricardo Fuller thing, right? You did have Omar Daly left too, because him got Motherwell. The other guy that left at 17 too, because he was playing at Keith Kelly left and went to PSG.
What about Luton Shelton? What year did Luton Shelton?
Yeah. I think Luton Shelton, I don't remember the age when he left got Turkey. But a lot of
and a young. See, and a young. When Luton Shelton go to Turkey, win a Premier League with half of you already.
Yeah, I think he go young. He not go young. Rudolph Austin went to Brandby. I think he wasn't young as well. But
Austin played about 10 years in England before he got Brandy. Or 8 years in England before he got Brandy.
No man, he got Brandy first, then he got leave.
Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong, bro. I'm sure about that, because I remember when they brought
from Leeds and got Brandy, brother. What you tell me, say? When he could get a work for me.
But this look to me, see, while all right, while it play just like how Jamaica one of the best.
SK Brand, sorry, SK Brand.
See, while Jamaica one of the best track in that world, we more like to produce some of the fastest one of them. England and other countries have better football program. They're more likely to produce better footballer. But the fact still remain they are just better.
All right, so let
me finish now.
All right,
in Jamaica, all of the exceptional players them always leave.
All right, so let me put it to you like this now, right? You see, back in the time when you have Fuller and Baby Gardner and a lot of those guys leaving, the emphasis wasn't, and people are going to cuss me and say this all along, but the emphasis wasn't on coaching education. The emphasis wasn't even on coaching per se, in terms of a lot of star players. Back then, it was more, the game was driven by players mostly, in terms of, when I look at the Brazil League, when I look at Brazilian players, when they look at every other player, US players, all of those other players. But you see, no, even in recent times, the game has changed into the part where it's more coaching in terms of coaching and systematic base. So if you realize that even if you would have certain level of individual talent, because a lot of these players that were leaving, we could have seen the individual brilliance. And
No, man, they never run here. So me just reach a match. Never run.
That's it. Some of them are dominate the Premier League out here, but they had individual talent that overseas could look at and bring in. When you look at some of these teams nowadays, they're looking for players that can play within their system and players that can play to instruction towards how them set up the system.
All right.
And because of that,
me I hear you, right? But what are you saying in as many words? Like what you say overall?
I am saying overall the game right now is on coaching education, and previously the game wasn't necessarily on the back of coaching education. Coaches are far more important now than they were before.
Oh, so you think coaching never that important back then?
No, I'm saying coaches back then weren't as important.
Position to debate that, and that is a different conversation for a different day. But why I'm saying, right, me don't think we should make any excuse and talk about you, him a JPL player. Nobody not see him. The best JL player them will stand out, them get to leave the league, and that always happens. So somebody.
All right, so I think if people tell me now, say the JPL is better now, right? But if the JPL is better now and you can't produce Bibi Gardner, Ricardo Fuller, Teddy Johnson, Luton Shelton, Rudolph Austin, you're not producing those players to leave overseas. They have to ask what is changed. If them say the JPL is better now. So
as I say, my brother, me can't debate that because me not look into that. And if you feel strongly about that, I give it to you. But me not go switch with debate something where you strong pan. Because you do your research on it. I have no research on that. I am seeing the facts in front of my eye that the best player out of the JPL always leave. So some people create a scenario if they say, oh, actually me not JPL make and him now, no, the best player out of the JPL always leave every year.
All right, so you are saying, all right, so you say the best player out of the JPL always leave. All right, so there's this scenario right now, right, with Adrian Reid. Come here, people mention it, with Adrian Reid be trying out for a team in the Portuguese league, right?
Yes.
The Portuguese league is ranked in the top 10 leagues in the world.
Yes.
So my question to the panelists and my question to the people in the comment section is this: if Adrian Reid I didn't really want to talk about.
So, people, thank you very much again for joining us on Sports Prophecy and FSL. Hit the wrong button there. Yeah, really want to tell you, people, really appreciate it. We just give the people give some people them big ups. Let's give some people them big ups in the comment section before we close out. Big up RN, Owen, Devon Porter, Dockland, Stennett, Omzo, Mario Russell passed through tonight. Cygnus Media passed through. Conrad, always bless up yourself, my boss. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, everything. Lanezra, big up yourself, my boss. Thank you for passing through. Everybody, Dan, you know yourself, J. Russ and Owen, and Chris Smith, Sherman Scott, one Clarendon Dan. Big up yourself, Peter. Augustus. John Bill is average. Mr. Revolution, big up yourself, my boss. Big deal, Leng. You know the vibe. Yo, Joshua, I made a call back and pick up my boss. Big up yourself. Everybody will pass through. Detonation. I don't know the badness, Everybody, big up on yourself. It was a good show today, people. And thanks for passing through. Have a great night. As you can see the time on the screen. It is 1:36 p.m. European time. So, guys, I'll have to get some sleep. I have to work tomorrow. Bless up on yourself. Take care on yourself. Take care on the family. Spend time with the people who cares about you. All right? So stay blessed, people.